I am the one and only. Bum 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 ba da bum bum bum. I love you so much, my gorgeous people, and I've missed you so much as well. I'm so sorry because I haven't been filming, I haven't been posting YouTube videos as much because I just took a tiny little break. And now also I would like to say that there will not be monthly horoscope readings for the actual month of August. I'm not going to do monthly readings, but I am going to be doing like a lot of bits and pieces throughout the month. So of course I am going to stay in touch with you, and I am going to be keeping you informed what is going to happen. So I do hope that you actually forgive me. Okay, so I would like to say that this weekly horoscope tarot card focus that I'm going to do right now, it's going to be for all 12 signs of zodiac, of course. And this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is going to be in between the 3rd and the actual 11th of August 2021. So I am going to be doing weekly horoscopes this month, and then monthlies I'm going to continue doing in September 2021, of course. And for any of you who are not familiar with my readings, for example, I will have all 12 signs of the zodiacs in this reading, and basically they're all going to be time-stamped, which means that, you know, you can either check in the actual description, you know, bit, so you can click on the actual, your own timestamp next to your sign, or you can simply scroll at the bottom of the screen and you will easily find where your horoscope sign actually is. So this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is in between the 3rd and the 11th of August 2021, and I'm going to start with my gorgeous and with my ever so precious, my beautiful Aries. My gorgeous Aries, you know, this is going to be quite interesting week, a little bit strange indeed, but it's all going to be about a certain delay that is perhaps going to kind of bring a little bit of frustration in your life. But then again, at the same time, this is going to make you quite indecisive. And I really like this moment in time because this is going to kind of redirect you slightly, and it's most certainly going to have a rather beneficial effect and rather beneficial impact on you, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Because what is actually going to happen, it is just going to be pretty much so, it's going to be about the indecisive situation, and that indecisive situation that you are going to face this week, it's also most certainly, most importantly, going to actually open your eyes towards something that you didn't know before, open your eyes towards something that you didn't recognize before, towards something that you didn't realize before. It was always there, it was always around you, it was always part of your energy and part of your dimension, but now things are slowly going to go on the whole next level, because that indecisiveness that you're actually going to have, it's also going to really redirect you. And once that redirection happens, it is just you finding yourself on an advanced stage, because you will see an advancement where you couldn't see it before. And this is where you're going to realize how things are actually connected and what an amazing impact on your life they're actually going to have. So this is pretty much an important moment in time, because it is going to put you towards the option, not put you, but it is actually going to connect you with an option that you wouldn't kind of think about as of yet. You were thinking about it before, you had it on your mind like a little bit, but now you will just kind of realize the actual spiritual shortcut. And I find this absolutely wonderful, because at the same time, it's about the stability, it's about your own personal victory, it's about feeling your own path and feeling where you want to go and what you want to do, but also trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and avoiding people and situations in your life that are kind of not really making sense. And most certainly, it's just all about the actual stability and the actual like the difficulty that you have been actually facing over the last 9 months, it's pretty much so going to be connected to this like there is no tomorrow. So this is very, very important, because it's like also like kind of pretty much so very closely connected to the certain mistake that you think that you have made over the last 24 months. So now again, we are going back to the same point, to the same stage, to the same situation in your life that is going to remind you that you must not ignore this part of your life, because it is pretty much so to do with who you are, and it's pretty much so to do with you trusting yourself. And even if like maybe like maybe 10 people are telling you one thing, there are 100 people are telling you over there another thing, there are 1,000 people over there are telling you yet again another thing. No, baby, no, it is up to you, it is down to you, and this is just simply something that it's to do with you, your life, your spiritual journey, your own spiritual consistency, but also your own dimension. You're gonna find yourself in a very interesting situation this week, and I have to say this because most certainly you will feel like you want to put your points across. And this is important, on one hand, to put your points across, but then on another hand, you're going to need to put your foot down. You will see and you will realize that you reach the full circle. And what this circle is, this is most certainly going to be rather obvious to you. You will realize you have reached the full circle, and somebody very special, very precious, very important person, the particular important person in your life, somebody who means to you so much, is actually going to play a really important role here as well, because they are gonna kind of on one hand inspire you, but then on another hand it's just like you will feel like a certain loyalty towards that person, and in that moment in time that person is actually going to pinpoint something to you, and that in itself is going to be even more significant, because it's only going to bring you even bigger, more important clarity. This week, my gorgeous Aries, it's all about this absolutely mind-blowing clarity. Mind-blowing clarity you're going to have. Some of you are going to be like, oh my God, like, no, baby, no, this is weird. But then again, as the more you move, the more you step further in your life, the more things are going to make sense to you. And some of you are going to be like, yes, I knew. Yeah, I was expecting this. It doesn't really matter, because where all of you are going to meet is going to be the significant point. No matter what your spiritual journey is, no matter where you are, you just simply need to pay attention to this clarity that I'm talking about, because this is very important. This important clarity is going to be mind-blowing, because it's at the same time going to open your eyes, but also it is just going to help you to make a really important choice when it comes to your life. This is the week to absorb as much as you can. This is the week to learn as much as you can. This is a week to find out as much as you can, because most certainly, naturally, you're going to be absorbing a lot, and you're going to find out quite a lot when it comes to your own wiseness. You're going to find yourself, having a control over a situation and being rather on top of things, most certainly. But it's just about the actual and important clarity that is most certainly going to really help you out so much in your life, because it's going to help you to actually make a choice. And this choice that you're going to make is just going to be pretty much so a little bit different to what you would normally do, a little bit different choice to what you would normally make, and a little bit different choice to what you would normally go for. It's time to stop over analyzing, and most certainly, it's about this clarity that you are going to get, and this is pretty much so to do with what you desire. It's the clarity on what you desire. This is all going to boil down to you getting an important clarity, but then again, the final stage and the final step is going to lead towards the actual end of the week, where that clarity is going to become even more clear when it comes to you realizing exactly what you actually desire. And this is going to be so important, because you will know that you're moving on with your life, but also you will know how important it is to trust yourself, and trust yourself, trust your intuition, believe into your third psychic eye. And yes, sometimes, even if there are 100 people over there telling you this, 1,000 people there over telling you this, it's important to trust yourself, because you are your own star, you're your own angel, you're your own spirit, you contain energy within you. So you just have to release this by trusting yourself and by believing in your own spiritual journey, and realizing and understanding that just sometimes you simply have to swim against the currents. This is very, very important indeed. And what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Erin, is, it's really important when it comes to your health, when it comes to your nutrition and things like that. This is an important time in between the 3rd and 11th of August, indeed, purely because it is just the more you take care of yourself nutritionally, the more quickly you are going to heal. So this stage is also indicating a very powerful process and progress and stage when it comes to your own healing. And also it's going to be pinpointed to you, and this is so important when it comes to your spiritual journey, what kind of part of your life could actually cause you an addiction. Is to do with a certain addiction. An addiction comes in many different ways indeed, but it is just that I'm seeing this element is just going to shine rather brightly, and yet again give you an opportunity where you have a very strong willpower to achieve things that you want to do, that you want to achieve when it comes to the actual addiction. So please try to pay attention. Maybe you smoke too much, maybe you drink too much, maybe you're taking too much sugar. You know how much I actually can't stand sugar. I can't stand sugar whatsoever, because sugar can also create an addiction. Maybe too much chocolates, it really depends. But you will know also what am I talking about right now as I speak. But then on another hand, pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your body, because there is going to be a very strong connection with your body this week, and your body is going to be letting you know what exactly you need to pay attention to when it comes to these addictions. This is going to give you an amazing opportunity to grow out of it, but also to have a will and power that you wouldn't normally have. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurus. My gorgeous Taurinis, things are getting really interesting when it comes to you and when it comes to your life, because every single step of the way, every single step that you make, single step that you made, over the last 11 days in particular, there was a lot of confirmations that you had, and these confirmations are very personal and they're very important, and they mean to you so much, because these confirmations that you had maybe are also connected to other people saying, oh yeah, my God, what did he say? What did she say? No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Maybe you said something to certain people or to people around you, and they were like, oh my God, he's talking nonsense, she's talking nonsense, But then again, at the same time, these are the type of confirmations that you are going to have, and those type of confirmations, my gorgeous Taurinis, are the sweetest ones indeed, because you do realize the stage of your own wiseness. This week you will see how wise you are, and also on another hand you will know exactly what to do, because you're going to be asked to do something, and it is just kind of going to be a little bit crazy. It is just not going to make sense, and you will understand this, because this is going to happen at such a great moment in time when it comes to your own wiseness. And also number 7 and 8 are going to be very significantly specific, very significant when it comes to this. So you will actually know exactly what to do, you will know exactly what to do and also which steps to make, my gorgeous Taurinis. But then on another hand, it's also basically what is actually going to happen as well here. This is really important. It's the festival. You're actually going to have a little bit of you're going to be thinking about a certain goal, and then that goal that you're going to be thinking about, there's so many other things that are going to be attached to it that are kind of unrealized, or you were kind of halfway there, or you were kind of you wanted to start a certain progress and process, you wanted to start certain changes in your life, but they just kind of stayed in your mind, but it was was such a powerful part of your subconsciousness and subconscious mind that is just literally coming out of you. Whether you're thinking about it or not, there are certain things that are just going to be keeping repeating on your mind, my gorgeous Taurinis, and you must not ignore them. You just simply have to like kind of follow them through, because these things are just going to be kind of yet keep on reminding you like kind of what you need to do, what next steps you need to make, and things like that. But then on another hand, you know, it is just about the actual also what else sorry, this is connected to the actual creativity, and it's also connected to the time this week that you're actually going to have, that when you find yourself, you know, there are going to be a couple of days in particular when you're going to find yourself being like a very like kind of creative. You're going to find yourself being quite energetic as well. And this is the time when, you know, it's just like this is going to be kind of like you need to pay attention to which ideas are you having, because you're going to be very sharp, not only when it comes to your way of thinking, not only when it comes to like deciding, but it's just going to give you that magical opportunities to see things for what they are, and to help you to make the necessary steps and changes in your life that normally you would be kind of worried about them, but now you're just going to become aware of things that you haven't been aware of prior that moment, prior that point, and you will know exactly what to do. But on another hand, you know, this is all about your own actual very meaningful experience that you are going to have. This is what I really like. This week, my gorgeous Taurinis, you are going to have a really meaningful experience, and this is also going to happen at a moment in time when you find yourself being very creative, very energetic, and you're not going to necessarily like kind of like just doing things around in your home or doing things around you wherever you are, but it's more about you kind of taking this energy elsewhere, because what is actually going to happen, this is going to make you to find yourself in the stage, in the situation, in a dimension that you wouldn't normally find yourself at. So it's just going to require that extra energy and extra thinking, but this is wonderful and very important, because this is exactly what is going to happen to you. An absolutely mind-blowing situation is going to take place completely unplanned, and it's also going to be connected to the certain situation, but most important, it's also going to be connected to the certain situation where you are going to get an important information, my gorgeous Taurinis, okay, an important information, and you're going to like this so much. But on another hand, this is all going to boil down towards you having a really mind-blowing and very significant experience, very significant experience indeed. And I like it so much, because it's going to make you feel happy, it's going to make you feel alive, it's going to make you feel excited again, but it's also going to make you realize your own strength and your own power. You just have to trust your own journey. No matter what is going on around you, no matter what people say, you just need to believe that you are the spirit, you are the powerful one, you are the strong one, you are the most powerful spirit in your own life. Because if you do not pay attention to yourself, you know, it's going to be very difficult to pay attention to other people around you as well, for example. So this is why that balance is just ever so significant, ever so important indeed. On another hand, you know, you are going to, you know, such a bizarre situation is also going to take place, because you're going to find yourself like being very strong and very powerful. And I can also see that you are going to put your foot down, and it's important. It is important to listen to yourself, listen to your intuition. You will put yourself down. It's put your foot down. Sorry, someone is like going to be winding you up. Maybe somebody is just going to require something from you, and it's very annoying, and it's very unusual, and it's very insignificant when it comes to your life, because there is so much knowledge that you have, and this is so a powerful moment in time, because it's most certainly going to be the right thing to do. You will put yourself down, but at the same time, you know, you are going to be protected with this spiritual, gorgeous, beautiful armor, and this protection comes through, this protection comes forward when you get this spiritual bonus, when you just really have to trust your intuition. You know, sometimes it's really crazy, because it's like the power of the maybe like the certain people, like let's say there are like 10 people and they're saying one thing, but you're just like kind of completely different, and the power of these 10 people that are saying one thing, you know, psychologically you're going to be like you can be drawn into it, you know, you can be drawn into it, and people can be drawn into it without like kind of like maybe realizing with themselves what this is, for example, that situation what this group of people is talking about, and people just start drifting without even realizing what is actually going on. So this is why it's so important to listen to your own intuition and follow your own path by following your own candle within. Important, my gorgeous Taurinis. On another hand, remember that you are going to have a spiritual armor. Okay, and this is a very powerful moment when it comes to the actual protection. You need to pay attention in particular what is going to take place and what is going to happen on the 10th and 11th of August. And you just need to remember that you are having an important spiritual armor. Even if you get like almost as if somebody's like on a kind of like bring you down a little bit and make you feel negative. No, baby, no. Just remember the 10th and 11th are going to be magical days of your life. Not because what is going to happen to you, but it's what is actually going to come out of it, and this is something that I need you to remember. And also, on another hand, the 11th in particular, you are gonna find yourself like pretty much so on a certain path when you're gonna be quite indecisive as well, because something else is gonna start drifting into your life slowly, and it's just an option, an opportunity when it comes to finances and financial situation. It's not something that is gonna be like almost like, oh my god, ludicrous, straight away, incredible, amazing. No, baby, no. But it just looks like something that it's gonna require from you to kind of take one step at a time and to trust yourself, and something that is going to be really tiny that you will start, but then again it's just going to grow into something really huge, really important, really massive later on, that is going to help you on so many levels. And also it's going to be quite beneficial when it comes to finances, financial security and future planning as well. Somebody in your life, it's going to surprise you, really beautiful surprise from somebody in your life, my gorgeous Taurinis. Okay, somebody who means to you so much is going to come through. Somebody who means to you so much is going to come forward, whether this is going to be like a long lost friend, whether this is going to be some kind of family member, but somebody is just going to make themselves known, that they're maybe around you, maybe they're going to come to see you, but this is going to be so good for you on so many different levels, because there is going to be reconnection of a very important energy. And once you reconnect with that person, you will be told something so important, so significant, that is on one hand going to open your eyes, but then on another hand it's going to be an amazing moment in time, because at the same time you're going to become aware of somebody's mask being fallen. Somebody's mask is going to fall again, and then you're not going to see the face behind it, you'll see worms. Basically, but no, that's all good, because you will know exactly like a kind of which snakes below to kind of avoid. You will know where to step, in order to kind of like do the right thing. On another hand, what else I was going to say is just really important, that particular person that is actually gonna reconnect with you, it's also gonna help you so much when it comes to like some kind of emotional confusion, sadness and negativity, that you can't really open up to yourself to everybody. You can like open up yourself to this particular person. So this person is gonna help you so much to weigh in on a certain things, that created so much imbalance in your life. And on another hand, it's just so important to embrace people who are like very close to you. Please do so. Embrace people who are very close to you, who you really love, who you really care about. This is an absolutely excellent time to meet up with people and embrace real relationships in your lives, whether they're like a family relationships or love relationships or your friends. This is the time to embrace things, because the more you connect and reconnect with people throughout this time, the more specific informations you're going to kind of find out that are going to help you along the way so much, especially later on when it comes to the actual December 2021. You are going to be wondering pretty much so a lot what to do, and it's to do with a big move, that you're going to make, massive, enormous move, and this is all going to be connected to it, and you will see exactly what I mean. I do have to say that you are going to become aware of this certain a little hidden enemies. You're going to be aware of the certain deception, this week. But then again, this is brilliant because it is just going to be kind of connected to an obstacle that that was there already. So it's more like, yet again, like about the confirmation. It's more than a confirmation than anything else, because it's just going to help you out so much, what exactly to avoid, which type of people to avoid, and that is only going to be beneficial for you and your life, to kind of like naturally start drifting towards a certain direction. Very, very important indeed. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Gemini. My gorgeous Geminini, did you miss me, my beautiful babies? It is just very interesting the way things are going to happen to you as well. A very strange week and bizarre week. You need to trust yourself now more than ever. You need to trust yourself now more than ever. You're gonna become aware of this. I know I'm being like a bit of a dark Lala this week, but hey, it's life, You are gonna become aware of like the certain maybe lies. You're gonna become aware of the certain deceptions. I'm sorry because I start this reading like that, but then again, you know what? Let me say this. You will become aware of the certain lies. You will become aware of the certain deceptions. You will become aware of the certain maybe not good people in your life. These people may not necessarily be part of your life, but it's just pretty much so the people are quite demonic maybe, and these people are having also a kind of negative impact on your life. And this week in particular, it's going to show you what a negative impact on your life these people have had, and that in itself is going to be brilliant, because it's just really going to help you to move away from the situation that no longer serve you, and it's only going to confirm you how important it is to follow your own intuition, to follow your third psychic eye, because it is not going to lead you astray, especially when it comes to things that don't make sense. So you are going to become aware at the beginning of the week of the actual minor deceptions, and recognize, and I like this so much. I like it. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Do you know why I like it? You probably think I'm crazy. No, I probably am. But you know what? I like it. It's just so much because sometimes in life we get a sweet little reward indeed. It is just like this sweet reward when it comes to the confirmation. It's like, oh no, I'm not crazy, you're not crazy, she's not crazy. It's this type of confirmation. You just need to remember to give credit to yourself, my gorgeous Gemini, because you're very powerful. I said this millions of times when it comes to your psychic feelings, when it comes to your psychic energy, when it comes to the mediumship. You're like connected to all sorts of dimensions. And once you let yourself flow, baby, you flow like so high. And once you get so high spiritually, you're able to get a whole picture that is massive, huge. And once you see massive, huge picture, just one little part changes absolutely everything. And the part that I'm talking about is this actual minor deception that you're going to recognize before the damage is done. This is absolutely brilliant. So you are going to be able to recognize the minor deception before the damage is done. It's almost like a God's gift. It's like a blessing that you're going to have at the same time, because it is only going to confirm things to you, but at the same time it is just going to basically give you an idea almost immediately. An idea is going to be connected to things that you're devoted to. It's almost just going to kind of really detach yourself from the situation that no longer serve you. And first of all, it's going to be just a really small tiny situation just around you, but then this is going to lead into something really major, something really, really major. This is to do with your own transformation. It's to do with you realizing that you have to give a power to yourself. And I want to say something so important to you, that the 11th of August is just going to be mind-blowing for you, because this is the time when you're going to step into an unknown situation. It doesn't have to be necessarily to do with the physical world, my gorgeous Gemini, indeed. Not at all. But it's just to do with the step in the new direction, step in the new dimension, something that is going to feel so real to you that you're not kind of part of as yet. But it's important because the 11th of August is going to answer an important question to you, an important clarity, an important question. And you know when the next step is going to be? In November. My lordy lord. So now we have the second number 11. This is so important. This is to do with your spiritual awakening. Once you're spiritual awake, when you're spiritual awake like this, nothing can stop you, nothing can block you, nothing can like kind of slow you down, nothing can have a negative and heavy effect on you like these things that have been happening in your life lately, especially within the last 14 months or so. This is very much so connected to that particular situation, my gorgeous Gemini. This is important like there is no tomorrow. So on the 11th of August, massive realization on the 11th of August, a step towards the right direction. This is going to feel so good, so important, so strong. It is going to revive you, it is going to refresh you. And then by the time you get to November, pay attention to the actual 11th. This is mental, so important, you know. By the time you get to November, this is probably going to be the biggest month when it comes to this year for you, my gorgeous Gemini, because November is just really kind of going to put you on the path that is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing, life-changing, and it's going to require huge, massive, enormous change from you to actually make, because you will know what to do, what you need to do in order to make yourself so much happier. You know, you will know that it's time to move on. You will know what you need to do, and what you're going to need to do, it's going to require like a massive, enormous, big mama step forward, you see, but then you will just know absolutely the time is right indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous Gemini, this week it's also going to bring you like you know, it's about the devotion, it's about the actual offer of the actual services towards something very, very specific when it comes to your specific goal indeed. So you will know exactly what you need to do. There are certain things that you're going to need to make, there are certain things that you're going to need to change. What you're doing right now, what you're trying to achieve, where are you trying to get, what you want to do with your life, it's going to become evident which energy do you need to project and put towards the actual that specific part of your life. This is most certainly going to become obvious here like there is no tomorrow. It's to do with your devotion, baby, so just follow it like a gorgeous little bird in the middle of the sky, my gorgeous Geminis. And it's pretty much so to do with the finances, financial situation, financial security. You're feeling so great and you're going to do something so important, which is not only going to like have a very strong impact on your financial situation, but it's going to have a massive impact on people that are very important to you, people in your family, people in your life. And it's also going to start connecting you with a very, very significant people who are actually going to become the part of your daily existence, the part of your daily life. This is all going to become remarkable because you will know that very soon your life is going to change and it's going to become so much more busier. This is brilliant. And also, my gorgeous Geminis, you're also going to have like an absolutely fantastic career opportunity, you know. Just pay attention to the actual exciting career opportunity, and it's just pretty much so to do with like some kind of like a very important contract or signing something really, really important, you know. And for those of you that are actually retired, this is also going to be connected to the quite significant stage in your life being available to you that is actually going to surprise you, but you will know that things are actually going to start changing nicely and slowly as soon as you kind of step into it, because it's just all about the actual it's going to help you so much when it comes to making the next steps, my gorgeous Geminis, indeed. Okay, so now before I do my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to have a little bit of coffee. La 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 la. Pam para pam 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 para pam pam pam. My gorgeous Cancerini. People are like, what is in your coffee? It's just coffee. It's just coffee, but it's a freshly grounded coffee. I do not drink that chemical vial thing that they're selling in the shops. You know, that coffee that they sell, that freeze-dried, nonsense. It's a vial, it's horrible. I do not drink that whatsoever. So my coffee is freshly grounded coffee, and it's so much better for you than that nonsense that lots of people drink. You know, just mix it up a little bit of water and drink it, and it's like, no baby, no. It's making you like not very healthy. Okay, so anyway, so now, sorry, of the subject, Sashita, as usual. So now, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancer. Cancerinich, you know what, like, oh my lord, you know, there are like 4 huge, massive stages that are going to be quite important to you so much this week. And this is important because if you don't kind of face them, therefore, it's more like about like kind of like a facing 4 different situations in your life. You know, 2 of them are like kind of emotional, what created emotional confusion, and then the other 2 are just things that you really need to kind of like get hold of, to things that you have been like kind of keeping behind and not been paying attention to. Now they're simply going to catch up with you, and it's the time it's actually absolutely right, because you are going to find yourself having like control over a situation, control over your life. And also within the first 3 days this week, pay attention to the actual information that you're going to have. Within the first 3 days, the information that you're going to have, my gorgeous Cancerini, is going to be like absolutely mind-blowing. You will not be able to believe what you're gonna hear, and there is still part of you that is just gonna be coming out and telling you, no, I mean, it doesn't make sense. No baby, no. Sometimes things don't make sense, okay? And they do go on, they do happen. Sometimes things don't make sense and they are going on around you, you know, and this is why it's specifically important to just like kind of ground yourself and just like, please try not to be taken away by like some kind of negative forces around you, you know. You just have to stand firmly on the ground and have a belief in yourself and believe in your spiritual journey more than anything else. Sometimes there are people who impose themselves on us so much, and they steal our energy, they steal our power. But in order to protect ourselves, this is why I say that it's important to firmly stand on the ground and only do things that make sense to you. Okay, this is gonna make sense to you by the end of that particular week, indeed, because by the time you get to the 10th and the actual 11th of August 2021, you will be facing a window of opportunities, and that window of opportunities that you will be facing, it's actually going to surprise you, primarily how you're going to feel about it, but then at the same time, it's all connected to you reaching an important circle in your life. When that happens, you know, there is the reward that is actually coming. So it would be very much so important to pay attention to those things that are pretty much so connected to the subconscious part of our mind that are constantly repeating. And this is your sign. Do not ignore them, because there are certain things that are going to be repeating at the end of this week on the 10th of 11th of August 2021. And this is pretty much so important for you to understand, to address them. Okay? Because now you have the power. Now you have the balance. Now you have the energy to actually deal with it. Some of the things are also, you feel very strongly emotionally connected because of the time not that long ago when something happened in your past and it affected you, and emotionally you weren't ready to kind of go through this. So now you will find yourself being ready, purely because I said that you are reaching that that important stage, important circle in your life. And this is something that is going to bring you something very, very significant into your life when it comes to changes, indeed. On another hand, you know, basically you're going to realize, like, what is very important for you to realize this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, is that do not kind of make the same mistakes again. This is so important. You will be able to not to make the same mistakes again by actually not following old ways. This is going to be reminded that you are going to have to not to follow old ways, and by not following old ways, you are going to start the process of change already. And this is so important, because it is just going to bring you a very kind of like a beautiful inspiration in your life almost immediately. So this is what you need to remember at the beginning of the week, because at the beginning of the week, within the first couple of days, you're going to find yourself being in a little denial, and something is going to be bringing you down, something is going to slowing you down, and something is going to be like kind of draining your energy at the beginning of the week, within the first couple of days. And this is when I tell you not to follow the actual old ways. Don't follow old ways, which means that you need to kind of like really face the future with an excitement, but also at the same time, just don't do those things that you subconsciously already know that are actually not going to be good for you, that are like kind of going to bring something very negative and very dark and very boring and very slow, something very negative like into your life. So this is like a crucial time when it comes to you following this powerful impact of this spiritual power that you're actually going to have, which is on another hand going to help you to recognize certain things which are going to come to the surface, and all those things that you're going to recognize are going to kind of be very beneficial when it comes to your energy, when it comes to you deciding things, when it comes to you living your life the way you want to live your life, not the way other people maybe want to live your life. So it's very important to kind of pay attention to this indeed, my gorgeous Cancerini. I really like this, because do you know what I mean? It's all about you realizing that you've got it all you need. And you will also realize what was actually like kind of like what was having a negative impact on your life, and you will know exactly what to do. On another hand, it's about the actual hope that you're going to have. This is going to bring you hope. It's going to bring you a powerful inspiration. But also, by the time you come to the end of the week, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's all about the actual very bright prospects in your life. Very bright prospects. And I really like this, because a very kind of like a forgotten part of yourself, or like the forgotten element of yourself that you have kind of left in your past, it's about to return beautifully. And I really like it, because it's going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, because karmically you still need to face and deal with the certain situations from your past. And I'm going back into your past, because by the time when these bright prospects happen, you will know exactly what I'm talking about, because you will see what you're not seeing now. You will get to know what you did not get to know up until this moment in time. So you will already hold this spiritual key that it's only going to kind of increase your power and make you even more decisive and more certain when it comes to making the necessary steps, like the next steps in your life. So it's pretty much so to do with like a mixing the past and present, but also you will know how optimistic you are going to feel, how happy you're going to feel. So it's very worth to pay attention to every single time when you kind of find yourself like being connected to the certain parts of your past, and it's just bringing certain things into your life that you're not doing now, but you know that you should be doing because they're missing in your life, and you will know exactly what is missing, and that is going to bring you such an important force, spiritual force, my gorgeous Cancerini. And by being optimistic, you will know, like you think about this and they're like, oh yeah, you have a big smile and you know you should do this. And then you think about this part, like in your past, you're just going to find yourself drifting to the certain parts of your past. It could be a long time ago, or it could be like a few years ago. It doesn't matter, but every single time when you connect, you will feel something. And this is what I'm talking about. The optimism, it's also going to be answering questions to you at the same time. My gorgeous Cancerini, this is brilliant. I do want to say that it's about the bright prospects that you are going to have, but also at the same time, it's the fulfillment that you are going to feel, satisfaction that you are going to feel, the happiness that you are going to feel. And on top of that, it's going to be a little sign as well. The sign that you are going to have, it's going to be mind-blowing, and you just need to pay attention to the actual synchronicity, in particular when it comes to the actual numbers 11 or anything with number 1, anything with number 11, anything with number 1111. If you see this like on your time throughout this week, my God, if you see this number, because there are 2 stages that you're going to have, you're going to see number 1111, for example, and then this is the first stage, which is letting you know that not that long after, just pay attention to what is on your mind, you're going to get a huge answer when it comes to that, like mind-blowing, but also at the same time, not that soon after that, you are going to see an omen when it comes to the certain animal, and that animal, it can be any type of animal, it could be cat, it could be dog. But as soon as you see this type of animal, straight away after you see the synchronicity with the numbers, you will know that a very important opportunity is coming. The opportunity that is going to change your life. The opportunity that is going to make you feel alive again. I'm not saying that you didn't feel alive again, but you're going to understand the importance of following your own journey, following your own quirkiness, following your own weirdness. It's better than ever. Every single one of us, is having our own spiritual journey. We are all on our own spiritual paths. And the answer to be who we are is just to allow ourselves to be ourselves. By being weird, like, it doesn't really matter, and I'm saying this purely because it is just like answering to your own quirkiness and doing things in life that make you feel happy, without being like a kind of like a paranoid or negative, like what people are going to say type of thing. I think that this is all going to make sense to you, my gorgeous Cancerinis, like there is no tomorrow. I really, really like it because, it is also without you even asking the advice from somebody very powerful, somebody very significant, somebody very kind of like a powerful when it comes to the spirituality, when it comes to their success, it's the advice that you're going to gain through that person. It's not going to be directly said to you, but you're going to gain this spiritual advice, and it's just going to come to you, and you will know this is brilliant because that is only going to confirm things to you that you wanted to do, and it's most certainly going to bring you, put you on the path that, you will start some kind of process, my gorgeous Cancerinis, by the end of the week. Even if you start this physically, something is going to come to you, an opportunity, an idea. Even if you don't start doing it physically then and there, it doesn't matter. There is 4 crucial months that are going to be connected to this. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So by the time you get to the actual December 2021, you are going to have a huge, massive, enormous, big mama, a reason to celebrate. It's going to be obvious then and there, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to have a little bit of coffee. See? Here. See? Upside down. Little person upside down, transformation. You see, while I'm talking to you, my gorgeous Leonis, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, my gorgeous Leonis, is you. So you are going to have an upside down moment. You're going to have the ability to realize and see the situation from a little bit of different angle. And once you do this, you will be able to connect on a very, very high level. And once you connect on very high level, my gorgeous Leonis, this is going to really pinpoint towards a certain part of your life that you need to change, that you need to edit. Now it's time. You thought that you will do that like later on, but this is all connected to that spiritual shortcut that I'm talking about. It's all leading towards the fact you're having a little bit of coffee cup reading here. So it's all leading towards the fact that you're actually going to know exactly what part of your life do you actually need to sacrifice. This is very important. But at the same time, you're going to learn how to go around it, how to go about it, because it's almost like you're going to be facing this and you're going to be facing that. This is like, oh, no way. You will know. This is like, no, baby, no. And then the other one is like, okay, I can do this, but this is going to require certain changes, but I'd rather do this than doing this, you know. So this is what I'm talking about. So it's all about like kind of getting to know things from a slightly different angle, but also being aware, being prepared, you know, by being aware of things like that you have been aware before, but now this massive confirmation that you're gonna have within the first couple of days, you know, it's going to open your eyes, it's going to confirm things to you for you, but then at the same time it's just going to pretty much be very connected to the certain specific maybe group of people or situation that you want to cut out of your life, but not just yet, not as of yet. You just need to be really clever and really smart and really slow the way you're actually going to do it. You will know exactly what you need to kind of use but in a good way, you know, what you're going to say and what you're going to use in order to step out of the situation that no longer serve you anymore, but you still don't upset anyone, or you still don't make anyone kind of feeling bad about yourself whatsoever. Okay, so, and then on another hand, you know, you're going to become aware of the certain lies. You're going to become aware of the certain lies, and this is, again, it's nothing to do with like your life personally, but it's to do with like a certain dimension, certain like kind of path, and it's to do with like your own kind of spiritual battle that you're going to find yourself in, because this is going to mean to you so much. You're going to become aware of the certain lies. I'm pointing like a really big nose, you know, which means that somebody is just been hiding their real face from you. But then again, you're not going to, first of all, you're going to be like, oh my God, kind of blown away. But then at the same time, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to realize like, oh, nothing surprises me anymore. This is all crazy, you know, type of thing. So, you know, this is only going to help you out to weigh out. This is only going to help you out to weigh on the certain problems in your life. And it's only going to help you like to kind of speed up things that were really slow anyway, because you were kind of maybe waiting for the specific people that you are to kind of make a certain decision for you or do something for you, but you're kind of not, you were along the way, you felt like something is not quite right and you wanted to move on from them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. On another hand, my gorgeous Leonis, what else I was going to say, this is very important because, you know, it is gonna be quite bizarre little week to start with. And I repeat, this is in between the 3rd and the 11th of August 2021. And it's just going to be like a little bit, maybe a strange week to start with, because you just need to, you're going to find yourself in a situation where, oh my God, this is the tricky one. You will need to make a necessary effort towards like a specific stage, specific part in your life, but you will feel like you are unwilling. So whether you're gonna feel tired, whether you're gonna feel really negative, whether you're gonna feel really low, whether you're gonna feel really slow, you need to give that credit to yourself, my gorgeous Leonis, because this is all very important. These are important energies that you are going to be part of, and they will require from you to work just a little bit more or work a little bit harder, which means that your the 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11th of August are going to be very important when it comes to you facing a rather tricky situation, where you're going to be facing a situation, but then again at the same time you just need to remember to give a credit to yourself, because only by giving credit to yourself you put yourself in a positive frame of mind, and this helps you to move forward energetically. So this is a little tricky situation that you're going to be facing within these dates in particular, because you will need to do something, and this is to do with your future planning, with your finances, with your financial security, with what you are doing, with what you are facing, with what you would like to achieve. But you need to understand that the challenging situation that you will be facing is that you will know you need to do something, make the necessary steps. But then you will think like, oh, I'm not feeling right. Pam, pam, pam. This is the time that I need you to understand that energetically this is a big mama moment, because when you feel really low, when you feel really negative, and maybe you will feel really tired or maybe unwell, God forbidden, but not that unwell horribly, you know, but then you will just know that this is the time when you are going to be energetically tested. So all you need to do is just make the necessary step. There is a huge, enormous, massive movement that you are going to make. It's something very powerful powerful you're going to create, because at the same time this is going to be strongly connected to your karmic reward, and that karmic reward is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and it's also going to be connected to an absolutely vivid vision that you are going to have, a vivid vision about yourself and about your future, and the very important things in between that are going to be visible to you that were invisible before, and that is going to show you and provide you the missing part. Okay, very colorful missing part of your life. It's only going to beautifully remind you where you need to go, and where you need to go, what you need to do, and why are you feeling a little bit unhappy when it comes to your life. It's all about a little bit of confirmation, but you will know exactly the importance of trusting yourself and following your own path, and do not let any demons along the way to try to kind of steal your attention or take your attention, because you know you're going to become aware of the certain lies, and that's why confirmation about the certain lies, and that's why I'm saying demons, just ignore them and follow your own follow your own light. This is more important than ever. Okay, so this is why as soon as you feel like you're unwilling to make the necessary effort, but you know that this is important to you because it's to do with the next stage in your life, so you will know exactly what this is. You know, that you will know that it's time to knock on the spiritual door, because that is the enormous, massive, huge part of your destiny. Okay, huge, enormous part of your destiny, my gorgeous Leonie. And let me not forget, happy birthday to you, 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 happy birthday, my gorgeous Leonis. I love you so much. Let me not forget, this is pretty much so the time when you are very powerful. So this is where this extra energy is actually going to come from. It's connected to your destiny, fortune, fate, and also at the same time an absolutely mind-blowing outcome you are going to become aware by the end of the week. And especially pay attention to the actual 11th of August. It's going to help you realize the advancement in your life, but also it's going to bring you a mind-blowing conclusion, and that conclusion is going to help you realize that you're approaching the end of the huge, massive and very, very annoying problem in your life, and also an unexpected situation is going to occur, and this is going to be really great because it's going to bring you an opportunity, and financially this is going to be remarkable for you, very, very good indeed. And also it's just almost immediately, you know, you will be revisiting an old plan. This old plan is going to be a game changer because it's also going to bring a bright prospects into your life. You know, it's about taking the next steps, but also being smart, being careful, being clever. Sometimes, just sometimes, you have to swim against the currents, and this is all going to become obvious here like there is no tomorrow. So it's connected to the actual revisiting old plans, but at the same time about taking the next steps. You know, it's pretty much so to do with the bold and ambitious choices, you know, and also it's important more than ever to partner with others who share your dreams, share your experiences, because this week pretty much so it's about the expansion of your own plans, but also about you continuing to move forward. One more thing, that somebody in your life is going to need your help. Somebody in your life is going to need your help. Somebody in your life very close to you, like a family member or the best friend, because they're like a family members as well. Somebody in your life is going to need your help, and they are kind of being misled a little bit. They have been kind of lied to a little bit. and you will become aware of it, and you are the one who has got a sacred information. Sacred information, it's going to be absolutely huge for them, because it's going to it's going to give them the information that they may not be aware of. So this is something that I really need you to pay attention to. Okay, very, very important indeed. So now, before I do my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm going to be just 1 second. Just 1 second, 1 second. Gorgeous Virgolini, did you miss me? Did you miss my voice? Did you miss my gorgeous voice? And my beautiful Hallelujah, Halle Virgo song. This week is just going to have a huge impact on you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because you will know it's like tick tock, tick tock, tick tick tock, tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tick tock, tock. It is just going to become a really important moment in time. The certain information that you are going to have, it's going to open your eyes, and in particular when it comes to you making the certain change, the necessary change in your life. And this change is so important because it's going to help you with so many specific parts of your life that you have found yourself stuck in, and that in itself created an emotional confusion. And you, my gorgeous Virgolini, when you find yourself in an emotional confusion, you don't really like it, and it does affect you, because you are, as the more powerful you are, the more sensitive you can be when it comes to your psychic feelings, your third eye, and this particular energy, because you connect to the earthly energies from a very high angle. So therefore you can get like pretty much so affected when it comes to the emotions, and that are creating an emotional confusion in your life. And the reason why I said tick tock, it's purely because it is only something is going to happen that it's going to become so relevant to you. The time, how important the time is, how important timing is, how important your life is, and how important is to kind of really follow your own spiritual journey and follow your own feelings, follow your own emotions, opposed to like a being drawn in, towards a maybe specific people in your life that are having a negative impact on you. And this is going to become so obvious, because at the same time you will become aware of the certain lies. At the same time you're going to become aware of the certain maybe people that the mask is going to be fallen, and this is going to be quite important part of your life, because it is going to almost immediately show you what the necessary step you're going to make, what the necessary step you need to do. And this necessary step that you're going to need to do, that you will want to do, is just all about you following yourself, following your own feelings, following your own emotions. This is big, because it's also at the same time connected to you doing what you want to do, following your path, but also swimming against the current. Sometimes in this life we just simply have to swim against the current. No, this life is not kind of meant to be easy. And I know I'm sounding a little bit morbid, and I know I'm sounding a little bit weird, but then again, at the same time, we are all kind of having the different spiritual journeys, but then we are all kind of a part of the same thing when it comes to sharing this earth. At the same time, what I was going to say, it's just basically only by following your own path you can achieve the most in your life. Only by following your own intuition you will do and you will make the right things. This is all going to make sense to you, for you, like there is no tomorrow, my gorgeous Virgolini, because something really big and something really important is going to happen. Let me just have a little sip of this. Sorry, this is you see, a little bit of coffee here. This coffee is having all these marks around, purely because it's a freshly ground coffee. I do not drink that chemical coffee. I've already mentioned before. I'm sorry I'm talking this in your reading, but I'll make it up for it. But it's just basically, don't buy that coffee, freeze-dried coffee from the shops, because it's just so bad for you and it's full of chemicals. No, baby, no. The best coffee to get is actually the ground coffee that you ground yourself, like the actual beans, beans, and then you ground them yourself, and then you make this coffee and drink it. Of course, without sugar, maybe organic maple syrup, but most certainly do not buy the freeze-dried fancy coffee that they sell in the shop, because it's absolutely vile when it comes to like health and things like that. But then on another hand, you see, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm also, this very moment in time, I'm also able to do the actual the little coffee cup reading, and I know that might sound like completely crazy to some of you, but you are going to have a really important opportunity, and this is exactly what is happening to you, because I'm connecting to you and I'm connecting to your case, my gorgeous Virgolini. So you are going to have a really important opportunities, financial opportunities. You will see something, and what you're going to see, it's literally going to change your life. What you're going to see is going to change your life, because you are going to change your mind, but in the best possible way. First of all, it's going to be you're going to be blown away, but then on another hand, you're going to think like, oh well, you know what, nothing surprises me anymore. There are three massive like opportunities that are going to be connected to this by the same time, 8, 9, 10, 11. The actual November 2021, it's going to be huge, it's going to be massive, it's going to be very important, because what's going to happen this week, you already, like, without you even realizing, without you even realize this, you're gonna find yourself on a certain path, and you're subconsciously already gonna start working towards it, and you're gonna find yourself like a halfway there. The power of your mind is gonna be so strong that this is basically just gonna keep going and keep going and keep going. You will be already doing things, and making things happen without you even realizing. So by the time you this is the power of your subconscious mind, and what I was talking about when we started this, when I started this reading. So by the time you get to the actual November, you will have something very solid, very, very solid, very important going on in your life. And that in itself, it's going to be almost impossible to ignore, because you're going to find yourself being very, very indecisive, and you will know exactly, this week I'm talking about now, you will know exactly what is making you feel so unhappy. You will know exactly what is causing so much negativity in your life, and so much, maybe almost like a depression. But then again, at the same time, you will realize how much of your own power you have given away by trusting to people that you shouldn't have trusted, for example. And these are the people that they have nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your life, but they have slowly, demonically taken over your life, but it's nothing to do with your life like personally, but you will see exactly what I mean. So this is the big step that I'm talking about, that you're going to need to make. But then again, the importance of realizing that this life, it's not sometimes, oh, it's all easy and it's all like this and it's all like that. Yeah, we have lots of challenges, but the best way to live this life is just to be ourselves and to do only those things that make sense to us. Like, there's no tomorrow, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is very, very important. And you are gonna find yourself like it's pretty much so you will make a very important decision, and it's this week, and it's pretty much so to do like with settling down and throwing your anchor. Okay, this is very important, because where you are, what you are doing, where you have found yourself at, and where you're going to find yourself this week, something is going to make you feel unhappy and uncomfortable. But this is brilliant, because it's coming out of the actual situation where you are, where you reached a really kind of full circle. So this can only have a positive and really amazing impact on you. So this is something that you need to pay attention to, and this is something that you have to be very honest with you, because you will know what had a negative impact on you and which big decision do you need to make when it comes to you throwing your anchor. So it's pretty much so, it's going to have a huge impact and effect on people around you, on your immediate environment, okay, and what your next step is going to be, because this is pretty much so to do with the massive big changes that are later on going to bring big smile on your face. And you're also going to find yourself like making certain steps, necessary steps around it, and you're going to find yourself like oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But then you just need to let your feelings, your emotions, your subconscious mind to literally take over, because this is coming from the deepest parts of yourself, deepest parts of your subconscious mind are going to really be like a little fairy, seriously, like an angel in your life, okay? Like an angel. Your own mind is going to be like an angel. And also at the same time, you know, you are going to have a very unusual visit. I'm talking about this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, in between the 3rd and the 11th of August 2021. You are going to be visited by some kind of a spirit, some kind of entity that is really going to surprise you. But then at the same time, you know, there is going to be very, very specific information that you are going to realize about that time. So maybe you will be especially when it comes to the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of August. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the time I need you to understand, because you will be visited by the certain spirit. I know lots of you are going to think, oh my God, he's crazy. It's all right, I'm used to it. No, but lots of you are going to be visited, you're going to be visited by this spirit in between the 7th and the 11th of August 2021. And this is very important, because this spirit is going to be bringing you a mind-blowing message. On one hand, you know, it is just going to confirm something to you. At the time when you feel this spirit, at the time when you're going to become aware of it, and trust me, you are going to, okay? You are going to. And the 7th of August is going to be like super significant, because you're going to feel something very strong and very specific. On the 6th and 7th of August, you're already going to feel something very strong and very specific. But the 7th of August is like a big mama moment that you will know that it's going to already be like connected to the preparation when that spirit is going to come, you see. So there are a couple of stages that you are going to have, that you are going to feel. But it's either you're going to smell something unusual, like maybe somebody's tobacco, who used to smoke tobacco, who used to be in your life. Maybe somebody who used to cook a lot, who was in your life. Maybe you will kind of like just feel the temperature change. Maybe like it's going to become suddenly cold. Maybe you will feel something, you know, at the back of your eye, and then you look and there is nobody there, you know. But then there's so many different ways, the way the actual spirit world can come through and communicate to us. But what is even more important, you are going to become aware of it. Okay, because almost immediately when you become aware of that spirit, something is going to come to you. Certain lies are going to come to you. Some kind of like a mask is going to be fallen. Something is going to become obvious to you almost immediately, connected to somebody else who hasn't got much to do with your own life, but it made a huge, massive, enormous impact on your life. Not only your lives, but maybe other people as well. So some kind of lie is going to become almost immediately obvious to you. The reason why is because it's so important, and it affected you so much, and it affected your plans. But you will realize your own power, your own essence is going to come out, your own essence is going to come through, and it's going to be your guiding light. It's going to make you realize the importance of yourself, but also your own power. When you're scared, you give your power away, you become negative and you slow down. When you're not scared, you're very powerful and nothing can touch you, because you are having this spiritual armor, okay, that is protecting you. And then on another hand, what else you're going to realize, you know, when that spirit comes through, just pay attention to the actual the idea, almost like not that long after that moment, you know, after you realize this, you're going to realize a certain idea, and that idea is just going to seem like very strange and bizarre, but it's just like you have to trust yourself, because something is going to be very odd about it, very strange, and it's just to do with the quirky and unusual parts of yourself that will want to come out and be inspected, be investigated by yourself. But it's time for you to move on with your spiritual journey, and this is something that you're going to need to do. This is something that you're going to need to inspect, and it's pretty much the part of your spiritual journey, and it's going to open your eyes big time. But then after that moment in time, you will realize the importance of your own role in the spiritual journey, because you're going to become aware of your own importance and the power after that moment in time. How many people you can kind of help out to, like, oh my God, it's all going to make sense, my gorgeous Virgolinis, don't you worry. Okay, so now what else I was going to say, you know, just remember that this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are basically gonna have a very powerful time. And what is actually going to happen, certain people, a reconnection with very important people. You are going to have a reconnection with very important people in your life. Now this is a perfect time for it, because, you know, it's just like maybe you will see people you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe you will see them family you haven't seen in a long time. These people are very important people in your life, and these people, or one, maybe even one person, it's also this is the energy sorry, that you have to be surrounded by, because by being surrounded by the people who are so close to you in your life, who are important to you, there is also going to be such an important idea that you are going to have. First of all, the realization, but then it's going to be the idea that you are going to have, and this is going to come through people that are very important to you. And if you have it like a family, best friends, but if you haven't got a family, I understand, maybe these are like the best friends in your life, or a best friend, you know, it really depends. But however, these people or this person is going to play a huge, massive, enormous role in your life, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to have this idea, this realization. But it's also going to come through someone who knows you so well, and someone who is going to point something about you that normally other people wouldn't, who don't know you, and somebody who's brave to point certain things out about yourself. You know, those people who are so close to us, you know, pay attention to it, because this is going to be super important indeed. It's going to help you to make the decision literally with a snap of your finger, okay, that you would normally be like, oh my god, I'm not too sure, you know, I'm not too sure what to do, and things like that. And then on another hand, you just really are gonna realize like exactly what you need to do when it comes to this week, my gorgeous Virgolini. So it's in between the 3rd and the 11th of August. This time it's gonna be absolutely mind-blowing, like so much, because you will be part of the situation that is going to revive you. It is going to re-energize you. It is going to make you feel alive again. But then at the same time, it is just going to connect you with yourself, and it's going to help you to feel your feet firmly on the ground, and you will know exactly which change that you actually need to make. And this is pretty much so to do with your anchor. Again, whether you're going to make a huge move, whether you've already made a huge move, whether you will want to change things around you, it is very important to pay attention to that immediate, like a space around you, because it's going to change. Okay, on another hand, you know, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know, I'm seeing like a little conflict, so you need to be really careful, you know. I can see like a little conflict with the people who will have opposed opinions to you. Now, oh my lord. Okay, so there is a lot of that going on right now everywhere, and you know, you just have to like be on top of things, you know. You just kind of like, and now I'm letting you know, and now you can just like be a little bit careful. If somebody's like kind of challenging you with something, if somebody tries to argue with something, and you know that they have opposed opinions to you, then you can just rise above it. It's absolutely the best, because it's just an unnecessary draining of energy, because I think that somebody who's like a little bit like a brainwashed is going to be kind of like trying to prove their point and say something to you, explain something to you, but you are like so smart, you're so clever, you're so intelligent, spiritually intelligent, you will be able to see through this situation. And so there is no point, sometimes there is no point to explain, you know, with certain people. So you will become aware of somebody maybe being like a little bit brainwashed in a certain way. So this is something where I need you like kind of to kind of warn you to kind of stop and slow down, just see things beyond. There is absolutely no point, because this is only draining your energy whatsoever, you know. And at the same time, you are actually going to become, and so this is something that I would like to prepare you, you know, the person with the opposed opinion to you, it's going to play a huge role, because it's just going to confirm something to you, how you don't want to become type of thing. So this is brilliant, because it's strictly connected to your spirituality, to your spiritual journey, and to the deepest parts of your subconscious mind, because it's about the confirmation that it's only going to seem like, yeah, okay, but it's huge, it's massive, because it's going to play an enormous role in your life later on. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know, it's just also like you need to kind of like realize that, you know, you are actually going to feel a little bit of restraint, this week, and this is also going to become obvious to you that this restraint is not actually nothing to do with you, but it's maybe caused by others. And this is something that you need to understand, because that restraint is going to get you thinking. You're going to you will want to do something, but you will not be able to do something, and that is going to put you in a thinking mode. Big, massive question. It's going to be like floating around you, like, hello, my darling, like there is no tomorrow. And that massive question, you will be wondering something. Almost like, where is the way out of this situation? And this is the time when you're going to be very much so strongly self-illuminated. You need to understand this is all about the you becoming aware of what exactly what you have to be cautious about, but at the same time what you have to be vigilant about. But at the same time, something is going to come to the surface, what you're in self-denial about, what you need to do when it comes to releasing yourself from the situations that have been restraining you for such a long time. So it's all about this powerful confirmation, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is going to be very, very important, because here you will make a quite significant decision after that moment in time. It's going to take exactly 26 days until something absolutely mind-blowing happens. And what is going to happen in exactly 26 days after the moment in time of this little hermit moment that you are going to have this week, powerful hermit moment that you're going to have this week, okay? That's what I'm talking about, Exactly 26 days later, you are going to have a very important news when it comes to the certain investment, what part of your life that you need to invest in, what part of your life that you need to focus on, and this in itself is going to be remarkable, because it's going to open your eyes, but it's also going to help you with this an indecisive moment that was holding you down for like about 24 months so far. So it is going to be step towards the right direction, and it's all beautifully actually going to be connected like there is no tomorrow, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. And on another hand, what else I was going to say is just like somebody in your life also, it's going to need a little bit of your help. Somebody in your life, maybe it's going through something very difficult, something very uncertain, and you are having a very important message, and this message is going to have a healing impact on them. So this is very important for you to connect and reconnect and to try to help to that person, because this is karmically going to get back to you 100 times in the best possible way. But obviously I'm not telling you this because you're gonna have a karmic reward. Purely I'm telling you this because this person means to you so much. Somebody needs a little bit of your some kind of healing information that you have. So it's pretty much so to do with your knowledge and what to do. It needs to come from you. It will come from you, and it is going to be the right decision to do as well. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolini, what else I was going to say is just basically about you're going to find yourself feeling very proud, this week, and that in itself is just going to help you realize that you are going to make you realize that there is an opportunity, that you're going to become aware of. And it's not that the opportunity is going to become, this big, massive opportunity is going to become aware this week, but by the time you get to the 10th and 11th of August, so the 10th and 11th of August are going to open your eyes. Please pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to any synchronicities, okay? When it comes to the certain numbers on the 10th, 11th, especially when it comes to like numbers 11, 11, like if that repeats on the 10th and 11th, when you see that repeating, or any combination of number 11 or 1, 1, you just need to know that there is a resolution of a massive problem coming to an end. And I like it because it's to do with the conclusion, but also massive new step, which is actually going to be revealed then and there at the same time. My gorgeous Virgolinis, what is important is it's about the opportunity that you will become aware on the 10th and the 11th. So it's not going to happen then and there, but you are going to become aware of that opportunity, and that opportunity is literally going to change your life. It's about the advancement. It's going to be very attractive. It's going to inspire you. It's going to rejuvenate you. It's going to be very challenging, something very challenging, but then again, you will know that there are going to be so many different ways around it, because when you think about it, you wouldn't be able to do it. But then the challenging situation situation is there are going to be so many different ways around it, but so you just have to be very smart and clever, find out what they are, and most certainly do them, baby. Okay, so this is important, my gorgeous Virgolini. So you are going to become aware of the opportunities on these days, and these days that is literally going to change your life. And it's also challenging, but then again, at the same time, it's about you doing what you wanted to do for a long time, and it's about you starting something so significant, which is just going to show how wise you are, how powerful you are, and which is just going to make you even more courageous, and it's going to make you really, really proud later on, because it's about the actual new start where you have to trust yourself and push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. Very important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. And one more thing that I was going to say, it's so significant for you to pay attention to what addictions you may have. Okay, very important, because I can see like a little blockage here, and also very strong connection when it comes to body, spirit. And that's why I'm saying to you, body, mind, and spirit, and the very strong connection indeed. Your body is going to be talking to you like there is no tomorrow. So pay attention to it. Perhaps your stomach is going to like kind of maybe be uncomfortable, or and then you will know, to change your diet a little bit, or you will feel a little bit tired. So you will know like to maybe exercise a little bit more, or like to change your diet again. It's like you just need to kind of pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you, because it's going to give you like the golden opportunity, beautiful blessing to realize and connect to such a level, in your life, when you know exactly what to pay attention to. Very important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. Okay, so, and also if you do have like a little bit of like an addiction, when it comes to the actual maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're smoking too much, maybe you're doing God knows what too much, but I want to let you know that the balance is going to be absolutely superb. So if you do kind of make that step out of it and try to do something to get yourself out of it, you will be able to do it, because you will have a very strong power, which is going to in return give you the control over a situation, and that is going to give you the strength and confidence and self-esteem, and that power, energetic power, that you normally wouldn't actually have. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra. Libra, 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 Libera, libera. Libera, 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 libera. Libera, libera. It's transformation, excitement. It is the return of your own power that is about to shake your world up, my gorgeous Libera, because something that you have been waiting for a long time, it's about to happen, and it's about to slap you beautifully in your face. Beautiful little spiritual slap is just going to remind you of who you are, where you want to be, what do you want to do, and what do you want to kind of achieve out of your life. And I say it's a spiritual slap because you will understand and realize the importance of following your own path. You're going to become aware of the importance of ignoring the negativity around you and the specific people or maybe group of people that was draining your energy like there is no tomorrow, and now that slowly came to an end. If you kind of allow the negativity to drain you by letting the negative people to kind of do something to you or kind of make you negative, you're just giving your power away, okay, by being scared, by being fearful and things like that. But then again, at the same time, if you're strong and if you follow your spiritual path, you follow your own light, this is also going to provide you with an absolutely mind-blowing spiritual armor, which is going to protect you and keep on not only guiding you but also protect you from the negative energy, because you will become aware of something like quite really, really weird. You're going to become something really busy. You're going to become aware of something. Sorry. You're going to become aware of something really bizarre, my gorgeous Liberate, you know, and it's just like almost like, oh my God, like, it's going to be unbelievable, but it's important for you to understand that this is going to open your eyes to such a point where you will recognize and get to know something very deep within yourself when it comes to your own power and trusting yourself. When you feel the weirdest, when you feel the very bizarre, when you have like a very dark moments, when you have like a very much so like hermit moments, there is something always very important that comes through, that come forward. But also with so many things that have been happening in your life, you have forgotten like how to follow your own path. Something have kind of slowed you down to the point where you have found yourself being kind of disorientated, you know, when it comes to your future, when it comes to your past, and when it comes to your present. And this is not a great moment in time, because it just kind of slows you down to the point where you are just expecting maybe the way out of the certain situations in your life through the actual other people. You will see that it needs to come from you, because you will realize something so big, something so important, something so mind-blowing, that it's, you know, at the same time basically gonna help you realize, you know, the certain restraint in your life that have been caused by maybe other people. But at the same time, it's just about the self-denial. The self-denial is at the same time going to be connected to the actual delays, the realization when it comes to the, you know, pressures that you had in your life so far, in particular when it comes to the actual last 11 months, you know, it's to do with a certain delays, and that these delays have caused a lot of pressure, and this pressure have kind of brought lots of like problems into your life, especially when it comes to things that you're devoted to, and especially when it comes to like having a really big problem. What I really like, my gorgeous Libra, is the fact that this is going to lead towards the resolution of the really massive problem. And I really like it because it's about the conclusion, which is going to bring you solace, which is going to bring you healing, you know, and it's pretty much so to do with a very satisfactory result after such a long time. But you need to understand that you must trust yourself, okay? And also very, very, very important compromise is going to take place. I think that you're also going to have a little bit of conflict with somebody with a pretty much so with an opposed opinion to you, but you need to understand, you know, you need to allow to think to other people to think they want to think. Whenever they get to the certain and important part of your life, their spirit is going to remind them what to pay attention to. But if people have been like kind of misled in a certain way, you know, down to so many other things, you know, it is just, there is no point to kind of like argue or anything like that. But you just need to understand that there is going to be like a moment that you are going to have of a little bit of like a disagreement with somebody with opposed opinions. So you just need to remember to keep everything low, and it's your job to keep the situation at bay, but by keeping the situation really cool down and really nice and really not negative. Your job is to make it like really positive, and also to make sure that you are having a very important compromise. So once you're challenged, your job is to actually come out of this having an important compromise, because you're not going to be able to put your point across to that person, and that person is not going to be able to put their point across to you. Two completely crazy mental opposed opinions. But you will know which opinion is correct, and you will know which opinion makes sense and which opinion doesn't make sense, and the one that you're holding makes sense. And this is to do with following your own light, following your own spiritual journey, and this is not going to lead you astray, because very much so in this life, you know, we do reach the point where certain things don't seem to be what they are, and this is the way it is until you see this through your own spiritual glasses, you know. And this is the ability that is a God-given, but also at the same time it comes through you trusting your own intuition, okay? And you know, if something doesn't make sense to you, doesn't make sense to you. And this is very important. Just remember this, you know, just remember, even if there are 100 people here saying one thing and there's 20 people here, people saying another thing, you just ignore. You just go by what makes sense to you, you know, because you are gonna have a mind-blowing clarity by the end of this week, my gorgeous Libra. Mind-blowing clarity you are going to have. And I'm so happy to you, and I'm so happy for you because of this mind-blowing clarity, because that in itself, it will show you exactly which choice do you need to make. By the same time, it's to do with the revisiting old plans and taking the next step. This is very important to say, that it's to do with the actual expanding your own plans and also continuing to move forward. You know, it's about a fresh start, but also at the same time trusting yourself as well. Okay, and also what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Libra, sorry, it's pretty much so, you know, to do with like, you are kind of going to have a very strong week, and this is in between the 3rd and the 11th of August 2021. You're going to have a very powerful week when it comes to the actual rituals, any type of ritual. I know it sounds weird, but you know, when it comes to manifestation, this is going to be quite an important time to actually manifest things as well. So if you would like to light a little candle and make a wish, or maybe pray a little bit, make a wish, if you would like to meditate and make a wish, or if you would like to go to into the actual nature, and this is when we are really spiritual and our energy goes so much further, you know, when we're in the nature, part of the nature, it doesn't really matter. But what I want to explain is that the power of manifestation is going to be really, really strong, because you are going to start something really, really important here. Okay, something very personal you're going to start this week, and it's only going to be the beginning. And by the time you get to the actual November 2021, this is going to really kind of take a very important place, very important role in your life, because it's just going to grow into something absolutely enormous. So this is something that is going to happen to you by the end of this week, my gorgeous Libra. Something is going to be on your mind, a certain idea, and it's only going to seem like really, really tiny, but then it's just going to become such a kind of like a powerful part of your subconscious mind. It's going to be stuck there, and you're going to be kind of like thinking about it without even realizing. This is going to be your guiding light. So by the time you get to the November, you're going to realize, oh my God, very strong connection with what was actually happening right now. So you just need to pay attention to any opportunities this week. You need to pay attention to what is your calling, because when it comes to your calling, something very important is going to happen, very unusual and very strange, almost like a Twilight Zone-ish. You know, you will know that you're like kind of part of the different dimension. One day it's going to be very like really strange and really weird, and you're going to have a moment that is just going to take you somewhere completely different, take you somewhere where you have never been, take you somewhere where you've never been before, and that is just going to help you to reconnect and connect with yourself like on such a powerful level. And that in itself is going to be absolutely remarkable, because it's going to give you an idea. It's going to give you an idea. Something is going to happen, and you're going to realize something throughout these energies, you know, when you find yourself in this one strange and unusual day. But it's about the idea that I'm talking about. This is the idea that I'm talking about, that is just going to grow into something massive in November 2021. This is going to be huge, but it's going to help you to get out of the situations that no longer serve you, that are very heavy and very difficult, and you will see how everything is literally connected. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, you know, it's about the idea, but you will know, you know, it's pretty much so about blending the ideas of others as well with your own to create something really extraordinary, which means that other people are also going to be involved as well, but it's going to be connected to a rather successful actual compromise, which is going to reflect in your self-control, patience and balance. Self-control, patience and balance. It's going to be so important, my gorgeous Libra, like there is no tomorrow. This is absolutely brilliant, because it's at the same time going to bring you power, and it's also going to bring so much determination in your life. I really, really like this. week when it comes to you. And also, you know, it is just your magnetism will be very strong when it comes to you being noticed by other people, because this is going to be the time when you will be noticed by someone very, very special, very important, because your energy will be very magnetic, you know. Also like rather sexual energy, you know, like very strong energy when it comes to like emotions, feelings, you know, and this type of energy, you know. So you will be noticed, you know, you're going to be very like kind of vibrating very, very kind of in a very powerful way. So my point is that whether it's like a lover or somebody like that, or whether it's like you want to be noticed by the certain like an employer or somebody very special or somebody very significant in your life, it doesn't really matter. So this is something I need you to pay attention to, because your energy will be very, very powerful indeed. So you can use this in order to achieve so much, like to be noticed by people who you want to be noticed by if you want to improve yourself, but also at the same time you are going to be noticed by someone very, very special anyway. So regardless what I said now, you are going to be noticed by someone very, very special. And that means also that strictly this week you need to pay attention to those things in your life that you're devoted towards, and let the natural in nature to take its course. And what is going to happen, you're just going to find yourself in those elements and parts of your life that you're going to be floating where you should be floating around, and naturally you will be noticed by someone very, very special. And this is just the path that you're going to find yourself on. And in order to make everything so much quicker and better, you just let yourself through by just basically following the things that you're devoted to, not wasting your time doing things that you don't like. It's just the things that you want to further your life with. Okay, so now before I do Scorpione, I'm just going to be 1 second. Okay, it's just a second. Ooh. I'm basically just drinking a little bit of water. Dun 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 dun. Oh my gosh, sorry, my little orchid. Dun 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 dun. Scorpione, Scorpio, Scorpione, Scorpio. Scorpione, Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpione, my lord, my gorgeous Scorpione. You know what, I'm gonna tell you something. This is like really, really bizarre. You are going to have a very strange experience, but then at the same time, you know, it's just connected to somebody who is just going to be really bizarre, really weird, you know, this week, that you're going to have a really strange experience through somebody else who is actually going to kind of exaggerate something, somebody who is actually going to be really excessive. And you're going to be kind of like, this is like really going to kind of throw you off the path a little bit. So it's either going to be the person who's going to be directly connected to you and they're going to tell you something really excessive or exaggerating, or it's going to be somebody who you know, somebody who's like very much connected to your life, connected to you directly, or you're just going to be watching something, being part of the certain situation where you're going to become aware of this. Now, this is very important here, because You know what I find really important is within the first 2 or 3 days, this is where you need to pay attention to who in your life is going to make you feel like, oh my God, exaggerating, and things like that. And that is going to be such an important moment of your own personal self-illumination, because the door are going to open then and there. The portal is going to open then and there. And you will see what you didn't see before. And it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. You're going to become aware of like the certain demons and devils, that have been having like an effect and impact on your life that you do not like, and subconsciously or already consciously you knew about this, but then again this moment is going to open your eyes, and it's also going to show you the path. Two paths are going to be visible at that moment in time. One is going to be dark and full of worms. Oh, no baby, no. And the other one is going to be Scorpio, Scorpioni, Scorpio, Scorpioni, Scorpio, Scorpioni, Scorpio, Scorpioni, Scorpio. This is because it's your karmic moment coming up. You have been waiting for this for absolutely ever. Do not give your energy away by trusting nonsense. Do not give your energy away by being scared. Do not give your energy away by being negative. Do not give your energy away by feeling low. You need to feel powerful. You need to feel strong, because you're Scorpioni. Your power is undeniable when it comes to your own emotions and feelings. This is also the armor of the energy that protects you like against all sorts of situations and really nasty people and like a negative people in your life. I don't want to sound like all dark Lala, but it's not about the people in your life. Maybe it's people that have got nothing to do with your life, but they had this massive impact on you that actually they drain so much of your energy. And this is exactly going to show where this bloody energy draining, where this energy draining was, where this energy draining is. And you will see how insignificant these certain entities and people in your life are, and how important it is to follow your own path and follow your own journey. So this is most certainly going to open your eyes so nicely, because on one hand it's going to be connected to an important news after that you wouldn't normally understand if that didn't happen, but also it's going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing big mama clarity. Big Mama Clarity is going to take place on the 10th and the 11th of August 2021, because it's going to yet remind you by giving you the nice spiritual slap, and it's just going to make you aware of what you should be happy about in your life. But you will also know that happiness, it's also your own power. Do not give your power away by listening to nonsense and things that don't make sense, that are only bringing you down and bringing you down more and more and more and more and more further, until you just wake up and realize and smell that gorgeous coffee. And once you smell the coffee, nothing is going to bring you back, nothing is going to take you back, because at the same time you build your spiritual armor around you so powerful that nothing can stop you anymore. So you are going to have a really important new portal moment, my gorgeous Scorpioni here, and that is going to be so significant, because you're going to become aware of the certain opportunity coming forward quite quickly after that moment in time as well. But also you're going to become strangely more aware of something very excessive that you're doing in your life, that you should just kind of slow down, whether this is like a little bit of smoking, a little bit too much of smoking, or whether this is like a little bit of drinking, whether this is like whatever it is. You need to pay attention to your body, because it's going to be talking to you like there is no tomorrow. Your body is going to be talking to you because of the very strong and powerful connection in between body, spirit and mind. And this is like a God's gift. It's a blessing that we have, because it is just suddenly you're going to feel like, oh no, my hand is hurting, or my leg is hurting, or like which means like a bit more exercise, or a little bit less exercise, or my stomach is hurting, or watch your diet, my head is hurting, or drink more water. It's like so many different ways, in so many different ways your body can communicate to you, and most certainly you should follow it through, because there is going to be a very important point that you need to pay attention to when it comes to maybe either addictions or either what to pay attention to, and it's just going to reflect on your life big time, because later on it's going to kind of prevent you to become more sensitive. You could have become more sensitive when it comes to that part of your body if you were just ignoring it at this moment in time. I also need you to to understand. I know it's a lot of information, but you know, it's the idea that you are going to have. You know, please do not forget about that idea that you are going to have. This is very important because it's just about the challenge that is going to kind of slow you down a little bit. But then again, you know, it's all about you thinking how you're going to go around the specific part of your life in a slightly different way. You know what to do when you're facing the problem. You're not going to be facing very indecisive situation at around the midweek this week, and you will know what to do, okay? You know the answer. You know the way out. And the way out is to swim against the currents. Sometimes you have to swim against the currents. Okay, this is very important. Okay, sometimes in this life we have to, on the spiritual journey, we have to swim against the currents. Okay, because we are all individual. We all have our own way of thinking. We all have our own mind. We all have our own spirit. We all have our own soul. And the best way to respond to all this is by doing what we feel deep inside like doing. Not what we feel like when somebody else is telling us, oh, George is saying this, John is saying this, or I don't know, Lorraine is saying this, Betty is saying this, Linda is saying this, Anne is saying this. No, baby, no. Sashita is saying this, like I'm saying to myself, like for example, you know, what your spirit tells you, this is what you do, my babies, and this is a very big step that you are going to make, and you will see exactly what I mean, because it's going to make a huge, massive impact on your life. What I was going to say, you know, what is this going to lead you to? It's going to lead towards you having a sudden collapse of plans. Okay, oh my god, sudden collapse of plan, oh my god, no. Now this is actually really brilliant, because the sudden collapse of plans that I'm talking about, it's absolutely brilliant, because it's just something that is also starting the process of your spiritual transformation. So the certain look, don't get like, oh my god, sudden collapse of plans. This is brilliant. This is nothing massive. This is nothing huge, but it's just something that you have been planning to do, to go for. You are actually going to change your mind about, and this is absolutely brilliant. So when I say sudden collapse of plans, this is actually really good, because it's gonna bring something very important in you. It's gonna bring like a really powerful, wise moment in you, which is at the same time gonna start the process of your own transformation. You know, it's fantastic. Your own transformation means that this is gonna lead towards you having a very important and significant life experience, my gorgeous Scorpioni, that is just most simply and most certainly going to need the certain changes to be made. Okay, powerful, you know, this is going to be very powerful, but pretty much so unexpected revelation that you are going to have. Powerful and unexpected revelation that you are going to have this week is literally going to change your life, you know, because it's going to help you to break free, and it's also going to help you to release old belief systems. So that's why I'm saying, you know, that this week you're gonna have so many different stages that you're gonna go through. Sorry, like there is no tomorrow. Like, oh my god, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I just need to take a little bit of water. Sorry. Very important. And also you're gonna find yourself like seeing things that you didn't see before this week. You're gonna find yourself realizing things that you didn't realize before. You're gonna be kind of emotional throughout this week, but these emotions are gonna be really good, because it is going to help you to reconnect with the very kind of like a lost parts of yourself, which is in return going to help you to see things that you couldn't see. And also you're gonna find yourself being very artistic. Sorry, you're gonna find yourself being very artistic. You're gonna find yourself being like you will want to create things, you know, and this is something that I want you to do as much as you possibly can, because you will realize not only you're going to have the very important eye for details, you know, you will be able to read in between the lines. Something is going to come to you, and it's also going to surprise you while you're looking at some kind of a detail. Like for example, let's say that you're looking at this picture, and you're like normally you look at this picture and you're just seeing this, but this throughout this week you're just gonna find, oh my god, there is like a number here, And then suddenly you're going to be able to connect to this number, and that number is going to give you the specific time span, how long something is going to take that was on your mind, because this is most simply and most certainly going to come to you. And also, somebody very specific is about to start entering your life. I really like this. It's about a reconnection with somebody very specific. I really like it. It's not about, oh yeah, this person is going to change my life. No, baby, no. But they will tell you something. They will tell you something so important. They will remind you of something about yourself. And you're going to be like, oh my God, yeah, that's true. So pay attention to this like there is no tomorrow, my gorgeous Scorpione, like my Lord. And one more thing, yet again, there is the spiritual, there is somebody who's going to come through. There is somebody from the spirit world who's going to visit you in the most bizarre, most strange, and most surprising way ever. Okay? And once that happens, you will know this week. And you will know that a certain delay is over. When that happens, you will know that a certain delay is coming to an end. And that delay affected your life. That delay affected you like there is no tomorrow. It slowed you down so much. But at the same time, when you're visited by that spirit, pay attention to what is on your mind. Because, you know, it's going to answer a really big problem. And it's to do with the new beginning. And it's also letter A. As in A, it's going to play a massive, important, giant role here as well. And on another hand, one more thing. If you can possibly, yet again, try to spend the time by water. Water is going to have a magical impact on you this week. Water is not going to have it's not only going to have a clearing, like a purifying effect on you, but also when it comes to like a not knowing what to do, if you don't know what to do, if it's easy for you to go somewhere by the water, this is the effect the water is going to have on you. So make the most of it, because it's almost like it helps you with this redirection, you know, with the direction in your life, which is the best possible direction, without even realizing. You're just sitting there and thinking, and then suddenly something so firmly and so powerfully comes to you, and you feel so firmly about it, but before you were like, yo, I'm not too sure. This is the power, the magic that I'm talking about. Okay, so before I go any further, I'm just going to be 1 second. Just a second. If I do my gorgeous Sagittarini. Hello, my gorgeous Sagittarini. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarini. Let me just find you where you are. There you are. Okay, so now, do you know what is really important for you to understand? And I'm sorry, my voice is gone a little bit. I'm sorry. So, what is really important for you to understand this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, my gorgeous Sagittarius? For those of you who don't know, Sagittarius is my Sagittarius. Basically, there is going to be a very kind of like a big doubt that you're going to have. Very important suspicion, sorry. You will be very suspicious of something, very important suspicion that you need to really pay attention to. And it's not only that you're gonna kind of like need to pay attention to, it's gonna be so it's gonna be connected to a very prominent part of your life that was affected by this. So this is something that you need to pay attention to, and you are going to pay attention to, because it is for once going to open your eyes, but then on another hand it's going to point you towards the direction, very smart and clever and very important direction that you should go towards. And that direction that you should go towards, that you're going to go towards, is pretty much so going, maybe it's going to bring this uniqueness in you. It's going to bring this individuality in you. And this is exactly what it needs to happen, because this is something that you should do. You should follow your own spirit. You should follow your own journey. It is not going to lead you astray. It is going to require from you to make certain necessary changes in your life. But at the same time, you know, it's important to say it is going to be super beneficial when it comes to your life, because by the time you come to the end of this week, you know, this certain opportunity is going to arise, only like it's going to be the part of your mind, some kind of idea, you know, that you will not even understand, and my Lord, realize the importance of it. It's an idea that is going to get stuck at the back of your subconscious mind. And I say get stuck because by the time you get to the actual December 2021, this is something that is going to return, and this is something that is going to make you aware even of more opportunities in your life, but also how many things have changed in your life, you know, by actually realizing this suspicion or doubt that you've had, that you are going to have this week. So it's going to turn into a massive opportunity, massive new beginning, that it's only going to be like kind of the part, it's going to come through as an idea this week, but then again, as the time goes by, this is going to make sense more and more and more, like there is no tomorrow. At the same time, you will become aware of the certain accomplishment in your life, and I like this because you're reaching a full circle, and this is why you're going to have the power to realize the situation for what it is from slightly upside down angle, which is going to give you the beautiful opportunity to see things from a completely different angle. And once that happens, you're never ever going to be able to unsee this again, to understand this again, and this is going to play a massive, enormous role, and it's pretty much so connected to you, kind of like a swimming against the current. Sometimes in this life, in this spiritual journey, even if things don't make sense, even if we are told this, told that, sometimes you just have to follow your spirit, which is ultimately going to reward you, and you follow your spirit by doing things that only make sense to you. So this is something I need you to become aware of. And yet again, you know, it's pretty much so, you see, it's to do with it, like that. On another hand, yes, it's going to actually create an obstacle, but then at the same time it's going to kind of show your own power, and that it's almost immediately going to be having an impact on you when it comes to you opening your mind towards things that you haven't been open towards before. Not to this extent, you see, not to this extent. It's something that you have been aware of, but you haven't been open like you're going to be open now. And what is this going to do is just beautifully through this dimension is just going to put you in touch somehow, you know, with this other person who is actually going to be primarily responsible for you getting the advice. Through this person, you will get an absolutely mind-blowing, life-changing advice, which is most certainly a couple of days later, you know, you're going to get a certain news, and that news is going to kind of like show the way in which part of your life you need to invest, okay? in which part of your life you need to invest. Follow your feelings, follow your emotions, and things about things that make you feel really happy. You're also going to have a very unusual dream this week. Very, very unusual dream indeed. And that dream, it's also going to kind of like remind you what you're in self-denial about. When it comes to things that you're doing right now, you have found yourself stuck a little bit, but there are changes that you're going to need to make, but you just need to be literally honest with yourself, because this is to do with you revisiting old plans, but at the same time taking the next steps, taking the necessary steps, making bold and ambitious choices, but also talking to other people is so important when it comes to expanding your own plans, because this is also going to be primarily kind of like a strong factor when it comes to you continuing to move forward with your life, but in particular making sure, like when it comes to your finances and financial situation, this is going to reflect not only on your life but on the life of those people that are so important and so significant to you as well. Okay, on another hand, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what else I was going to say is just basically like, I know that you're going to find yourself, being quite emotional as well. There is something that is actually going to happen, and it's just going to kind of like maybe bring you down, and it's going to make you feel really emotional, and it's nothing to do with your life. It's nothing to do with the people in your life, but it's to do with the situation that you're going to become aware of, and this is going to get you really, really worried. You must understand this, that, emotionally, you are going to be very strong this week, which means that the power of your emotions, it's also kind of going to help you to connect and reconnect to people and situations around you that haven't got anything to do with you. You will be able to feel this, but you must not get tangled into this web of like kind of negativity and sadness, which you're not going to, but it's most certainly also going to be playing an important role, that you actually are going to have a control over a situation. It's going to come to you like there is no tomorrow. What exactly do you need to do? And then at the same time, it's about your own being, very strong, being kind of like making an important decision, making the right judgment, but also like kind of seeing humor in difficult situations is more important than ever. This is so important when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, this week. Indeed, you have to understand that the power of manifestation is going to be mind-blowing. So there are two specific things that you should be paying attention to when it comes to focusing on your career. Just do it. Focus on things like, if you're retired, for example, it doesn't matter. When it comes to focusing on the next stage, next step, this is going to be important, because it is just like basically going to take you so much further. And then again, just out of the blue, something is going to come to you, an idea, an option, an opportunity, with all this energy, finding yourself on this path. A new portal is about to open for you, in particular when it comes to the 10th and the 11th of August 2021, where you are going to be facing a very strange and unusual situation. But you know what, my babies, it's going to bring the best out of you, because it's going to give you the opportunity to put your foot down, which is exactly what you're going to do, and act accordingly. But then again, you're going to find out something so significant about yourself. You're going to feel emotion that you didn't feel in a long time, and that in itself is going to remind you that this is about the balance that you are having, which is going to kind of like put you in touch with somebody whom you need to kind of sort something out. Certain problem is going to arise, and the compromise is so important. You need to understand the certain maybe kind of disagreement is going to arise with somebody else in your life, and just a compromise, it's more important than ever. You're going to feel like, oh no, I just want to walk out, I just want to go away. No, baby, no. You need to keep your cool. It is very important, because it's connected to the opposed opinions, and you must not let this to take the better of you, you see. So this is why this is so important, my gorgeous Sagittarinis, indeed, like more important than ever. And what else I was going to say is just about the actual, you are going to transition, you're going through an important transformation, which is going to help you realize what sacrifice do you need to make. And the sacrifice that you need to make, as soon as you realize what this is, something is going to slowly coming to an end in your life. And as soon as you realize this, As a karmic reward, you are going to have an important clarity, mind-blowing clarity, which is going to help you to realize, to make a choice without kind of being like too scared or anything like that. In fact, you will know exactly what to do, and any kind of like a services towards the specific goal that you would want to make, this time this will go much further. Okay, and somebody in your life is going to tell you something very important to you, like your family member, someone is going to tell you something, and this is going to really kind of like surprise you, and it's going to shake you up a bit. But then again, it's about the certain truth, you know, somebody who knows you so well. Maybe, you know, maybe it's going to be a little disagreement between you two, but then again, very important truth is going to come out, and this is going to be like a gold to you, because it's going to help you to, it's going to kind of point you towards the part of yourself that you need to pay attention to a little bit more, a little bit further. Very important, my gorgeous Sagittarius, indeed. Okay, so now before I do the actual Capricornius, I'm going to be just 1 second. Capricornius, just 1 second. I need a little bit of water. I need a little bit of water. Okay. Just a second. I need to drink a little bit of water because my voice is going. My voice is going. Just one more thing, my gorgeous Sagittarini, before I go. Also, it's very important that something is going to take place this week, and this is going to come completely out of the blue. The situation is going to take place one day this week, my gorgeous Sagittarius. I'm still with you. You are going to have a day where you will feel like so much enthusiasm, so much excitement, and this is going to raise your vibration like there is no tomorrow. You are going to find yourself being part of the situation where you're going to realize the brand new opportunity, and you're not going to be able to ignore this. Something really mental, like in the best possible way, it's actually going to take place. There's certain opportunity that you're going to become aware of, and it's not that you weren't aware of it before, but it's just that now magically you will become aware of the unlimited possibilities around, and this is just going to be something that is going to be mind-blowing, because it's just going to bring you this absolutely powerful obsession. And once you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, are on the path, leveled up with this powerful obsession, and nothing is going to stop you, because you're one of the signs who are so powerful. Once you set your mind to something, you just do it like there is no tomorrow. So this is what I'm talking about, because you will see and you will realize what exactly was missing in your life. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Capricornius. My gorgeous Capricornius, I would like to sing your song so much, my beautiful babies, but my voice is slowly going, so I'm just scared that I'm like not gonna be able to do the reading, do you know what I mean, to finish the reading, because my voice is like weirdly going, you know. So now, my gorgeous Capricornius, I love you so much. I need to say this to you, and I really feel like it's very kind of important to say. You need to stay strong. You need to stay sane, okay? Because I say this because you are like one of the signs who are just aware of so much. You can understand things from a very deep and very powerful and very spiritual level. I know I say this so many times, but it's important, because as the time goes by, things are getting more intense. Things are getting more kind of slow. Things are getting more kind of negative. You need to understand that, you know, you are one of the signs who get affected by things around you big time, because you are so spiritual, you're so deep, you're connected, you know, to all these earthly energies, like on this spiritual journey, like there is no tomorrow. But so this affects you like so much. So, but at the same time, my gorgeous Capricornius, I need you to let you know that, you know, there is something really important, like it's going to take place within the first couple of days. And what is actually going to happen, it's kind of like the most importantly, it's going to kind of like a really kind of bring a really little light at the end of the sorry, it's going to bring you like a little light at the end of the tunnel. And this light at the end of the tunnel, as the time goes by, it's going to shine brighter and brighter and brighter. What do I mean by that? By all this that I said so far, you just must not lose your spiritual power. Do not give your spiritual power away, because you're so strong, and it can happen so easily purely because you're so psychic, like there is no tomorrow. And how do you contain your power? By basically making sure that your spiritual armor is like very much so powerfully intact around you. And the best way to make sure that your spiritual power is powerfully intact around you, it can only happen in one way. You know, we are all here with like a specific spiritual journey, and you can only make the most of it no matter what. No matter what, just remember this week, it's going to be important, by following things and doing things that only make sense to you. Okay, you're gonna come across like maybe some kind of a devilish people, and I do not like these devilish people whatsoever. And that those entities that come in all sorts of forms that are just kind of draining our energy in a very negative way, specifically because the draining of energy doesn't necessarily have to happen through the actual negative way always, but these are the ones that are draining the energy in a negative way, because there are lots of lies that are like kind of connected to this particular people, this group of people. And that's what they do. That's what they did. They steal like a little bit of your own power, and that you can only give more power away if you kind of like a worry. So you must not worry whatsoever, because you're going to become aware of something, but you will see something very deep this week, you know, within the first few days, and it's really going to get you worried. But just remember, we are all here on a spiritual journey, and our job is not to do things that don't make sense to us, to listen to things that don't make sense to us, to follow the things that don't make sense to us. Sometimes that low vibration and energy can make people do all sorts of things purely because they're like kind of like find themselves in this web of lies, which on another hand like affect your life like there is no tomorrow. So you are going to see something, and it's going to kind of be mind-blowing like so much, but then again it's going to confirm things to you so much, and you're going to stand even more firmly on the ground with things that you have been thinking about, and it's all only going to kind of enhance your spiritual journey in the best possible way, you know. And you know, it's also kind of gonna like without you realizing what is actually going to happen this week. Pay attention to the actual emotional confusion that you've had over the last 5 months in particular. There was like so much emotional confusion, and I'm still talking about this, and I'm still talking about maybe people stealing our own power away by tricking us into all sorts of situations, all sorts of way of thinking that are only kind of going to bring the most negative out of us, which is just going to make us feel ultimately negative, and then we just do all sorts of things that we wouldn't normally do. So this, in the first couple of days, are actually going to be really brilliant for you, my gorgeous Capricornians, because of that confirmation. You know, that confirmation is going to show you ingenuity within the people, but then again it's going to pinpoint you towards the part of your life that is actually going to grow, the part of your life that you should be kind of following, you know, that is going to bring you progress, you know. So this is why this is so important. And also it's to do with a new interest. You are going to have a new interest in matters this week, and I really like this, and this is all part of this process. And in particular, when it comes to the 7th, 11th and 9th of August 2021, just pay attention to what is on your mind. There is some kind of new interest going to come to you. Something is going to be on your mind, you know, and that is just kind of going to be almost impossible to ignore. You will feel like a pretty much so uncertain outlook around it, but then again at the same time, you you're just going to kind of know that this is the right way to go. This is the right thing to do. And yes, above all, on top of all that, it's all about you following your path, you following your light, and ignoring negativity, because now it's getting to the point when it's draining way too much of your energy. You will realize exactly how clever you are and how smart you are. You remind me of a little kitty, of a little cat. You remind me of a fox. You're so clever, and this cleverness is going to be rewarded because there is something that you did specifically within the last 11 months, my gorgeous Capricornians, and you were so clever, my lord, you were so clever. So now you're going to get an important news and message about that. This is going to lead towards the greatest accomplishment ever, but then at the same time, you're going to realize that you're going to need to reorganize certain aspects of your life, because there is a very successful dealing that you're going to have. You're going to have an important conversation with someone, and it's to do with the finances, financial situation, with the next step. It's just like to do with the big picture, but it's to do with the certain dealings, and it's going to be very, very successful indeed. And also, if you do need to have an important dealings, or you do need to have an important conversation with someone, then the 7th the 7th of August 2021 would be absolutely the perfect day, because if you do things on this day that are like communicating to somebody else in order to decide something, there is something very angelic going to come to you. There is something very angelic going to happen to you. And also, not that long after that moment in time, you're actually going to be visited by the certain spirit that is actually going to let you know, confirm something to you. And that spirit that is going to visit you, my gorgeous Capricornius, is going to have a confirmation for you at around 7th and 8th of August and the 11th of August. See what is going to take place on the 11th of August. And this is going to be like a huge realization that you made a massive step, and also confirmation to do exactly the same thing that you are doing. But now you're going to be able to see like so many different possibilities about the specific situation in your life that was bringing you down. So this is just a way out of the step out of the situation that you're going to become aware of. So you will see that things are actually changing here big time indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous Capricornians, it is like about the actual transformation. And I want to say to you that, something is slowly coming to an end here. Something is slowly coming to an end, and they're the final, last stages of the time and part of your life that created so much confusion. Emotional confusion. I'm not saying that things are going to completely change. No, baby, no. But it's just you staying true to yourself and you following your third psychic eye. You will know that this is massive, because you're going to transition, change, and also, the things that are making you very bored and very negative, they're slowly coming to an end, but it's about you becoming aware exactly what part of your life do you need to sacrifice. But then again, it's about sacrifice, it's about little readjustment, but it's all leading towards your own regeneration and your own rebirth. Okay, you also need to pay attention. This is so important, my gorgeous Capricornians, because you do not want to waste your energy. On one hand, you're going to feel very spiritual, and I think that you will want to kind of connect and reconnect with people in your life, which is brilliant. And you're also going to see the very beautiful outcome from someone in your life, somebody very important, like a family member. There is a beautiful outcome that you're going to see, and you're going to realize how special you are. Of course you are. You're very smart, you're very clever, you're very special indeed. But it's the energy that you have been putting towards someone very special in your life, like a family member, a partner, something that you have been working on. Now there is going to be a massive, a huge, enormous outcome. And I really like it because it's at the same time going to open your eyes, purely because it's going to be connected to the actual situation that is pretty much so going to be such a meaningful experience, very meaningful experience that is going to make you feel so good about yourself. But then again, it's more like about the adventurous feeling, which is also going to bring you an important clarity into your life. On another hand, my gorgeous Capricornians, do you know what else I was going to say? Oh my God. Look, I just need you to know that there is going to be a little bit of, at around the 3rd, From the 3rd of August in particular, yeah, this is from the 3rd of August, yeah, of course, 3rd of August until the 11th, yeah, from the 3rd of August, it is going to be a situation that you're going to have, you know, someone is going to be winding you up, someone is going to like kind of have a completely different opinion to you, and it's just almost to do with a certain conflict that you may have with somebody else purely because of the opposed opinions. There is, oh my god, so much going on around that at the moment, and it's the best is to stick to what you think, and that other person who is going to have an opposed opinion to you is going to be so strong, like as much as is you're strong, so there is no point to argue whatsoever. Your job is, when you find yourself like being around somebody with opposed opinion, just do anything to get yourself out of that situation in the best possible way, with a smile on your face. You just remove yourself from that situation, because it's going to do nothing but drain your energy, and it's going to have a negative impact on you. This is very, very important. On one hand, it's important to stand your ground for what you believe in, you know, to stand your ground, to ground yourself with what you believe in, but also like to try to maybe understand other people and where they come from, but not basically try to kind of bite back or try to, because it's only going to drain your energy. This is the part of your challenge, and you're going to get a really important like an emotional and karmic reward after this moment in time. And it's even more so, it's going to bring you really important conclusion, you know, when it comes to the certain problem, because that particular person or a group of people are going to actually have a very positive impact on you. Later on, you're going to celebrate because of this, purely because you will be able to see something through that person, something very valuable in a form of a confirmation, but you will be able to see way beyond, you know, because there is a certain compromise that is going to come through this, and also an inspiration, an idea, and it's all going to come from your own confirmation. So you will see there and then how connected things actually are. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm just going to have a little bit of water. My Lord, you know, and also, I you know, this is going to sound really weird, but my gorgeous Capricornius, you are going to become aware of your own angel. Like, your own angel is going to show their face. Like, your own angel, you're going to become aware of. And your own angel, it's going to bring you very, very important message. Very important news. And there is also number 3 that is going to be connected to the answer to this. When it comes to the certain time span, it's going to take an additional 3 months for something to happen, for something to change, for something to go on the next step. So this is something very important that I need you to remember. Your own angel is going to come through. Your own angel is going to come forward, and it's going to have a very, very specific message for you. And the timing when it comes to that message is going to be connected to number 3. Something is going to take an additional 3 months to happen. So at the same time, you just need to pay attention to what was on your mind, what was like kind of worrying you, what were you thinking about, what kind of got you stuck, you know. It's going to give you an important answer indeed. Okay, so now before I do my gorgeous aquamarine, I'm just going to have I'm going to be back in 1 second. See, these are the 1,000 cards I have. Gosh, just a second, my gorgeous aquamarine. Second. Aquamarine, 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 aquamarine. peace will guide all the planets. And aquamarine will win. Aquamarine, aquamarine. When the moon is in the seventh sky. Oh Lord. And Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide all the planets. And aquamarine, aquamarine, aquamarine. My voice is going, I'm singing, oh my God, oh my Lord. Okay, so now my gorgeous aquamarine, my gorgeous Aquarius, I love you so much. You are going to have a really big momento, really big moment this time. This is your time. This is important for you. From the 3rd until the 11th of August 2021, indeed, because somebody very much, some big mama, you know, like big mama moment. Big mama, I mean like somebody very important to you, somebody very significant to you, somebody who means to you so much, somebody very specific in your life. It's about to have a certain return. And I say return because it's to do with somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or it's going to be somebody who you haven't seen for a while, or maybe it's going to be somebody who you haven't seen like a longer that you normally see them. But this is a very important person in your life that is going to reconnect with you, my babies. Reconnect with you like on an absolutely seventh sky, seventh dimension level. And this is good, this is big, this is important, because that person is needed in your life. That person is going to open your mind. That person is going to open your eyes. That person is going to point the way. That person is going to tell you something, and it may feel like a little bit, oh God, you know, you may not like it, you know, but then at the same time, you know, it is all about doing the right thing and having very important information. You will be told something that it's just going to kind of be mind-blowing in a certain way by that particular person who means to you so much, and you will not be able to understand straight away what this is. Like, oh my God, you know, where did they come with this? You know, where they come from? You know, blah blah. But then again, at the same time, as the time goes by, it's going to take exactly 3 days when you kind of see, you're going to be the part of the specific situation, and you will know that that person in your life was saying the right thing. You know, they will keep on pointing towards something and someone that you should be paying attention to, and you're kind of like maybe not too sure whether this is true or not. But then again, this is all kind of going to be so important, because it's not only going to have a significant impact on your future, it's going to help you to protect yourself from the negativity and the negative people in your life that maybe don't kind of like they need to be tamed a little bit. Not tamed, that sounds horrible, but maybe specific people in your life need to be tamed in a way where you just kind of like just have to yet again keep certain things to yourself. I told you this before, and I'm telling you now. I don't want to sound dark. It's nothing dark whatsoever. This life is the way it is. It's not meant to be all beautiful and perfect. No, baby, no. It is meant to be made of us trusting our stars, because we are made of stars. We are stars ourselves. So we have to trust ourselves by following things that only make sense to us, you know, and also the certain things that are very specific to us, like when it comes to our spirituality and things like that. The more kind of like a weirder they seem, the better outcome it's actually going to be, because the spiritual reward is going to be much better, much bigger, and much huge for you as long as you follow your spiritual journey. You must not let yourself to being misled, because there is somebody around you right at this moment in time, my gorgeous aquamarine, who is maybe like kind of misleading you a little bit. I'm not saying that that person is really bad or really negative or really horrible, but I'm just saying that that person may not be the right person for you to kind of like have a complete trust in, because there is something not quite right with them. So you just need to pay attention to what this is. It's maybe a little bit personal. It's to do with somebody who has been through something very difficult in their lives, like really earlier on, and that affected them to the point where they just kind of lost themselves. But then again, you're not the one. It's not to you, and it's not up to you to kind of like maybe like to change way too much about your life in order to kind of prove certain points that should be a little bit obvious. So you just need to be like a little bit careful, and you will see that through that person who is so close to you, whom I started speaking to, at the beginning of this reading, through that person you will know this is all going to be connected, and it's most certainly all going to make sense, because by the time you get to the end of the week, you know, there is the whole new perspective that on your life you're going to have, the whole new way of thinking, and you're going to be thinking so strongly in those parts of your life where maybe you kind of had them like kind of in your mind made in a certain way. Spirit again here, of course, a certain way, you know, and this is only gonna kind of, by the time you get to the 11th of August 2021, look, from the moment you wake up, there is something gonna be on your mind, you know, the specific change, but the specific change that you're going to have, it's not going to involve someone anymore. Please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is like your partner you need to split up with, no baby, no, but you will know exactly what I mean, because you're about to change, you know, to turn a new page in the book, the new leaf in the book, and it's just going to seem like something else is going to kind of change there after this moment in time. Someone is not going to be there anymore. I'm not saying necessarily that this is going to be, oh my god, I'm going to split up with my partner. No baby, no. You will know exactly what I mean. It well maybe, but you will know exactly what I mean. This is going to make sense like there is no tomorrow. Maria, there is a spirit of Maria here, of course, my gorgeous aquamarine, my lord. This is just so amazing that this is the second reading, I think it's even in a row, that I'm having you, my gorgeous aquamarine, and Maria, who is appearing right here. Maria was absolutely adorable, beautiful person, very caring, very gorgeous, very nice. There was something very cute about her face. There was something very like kind of like a specific about her face, maybe like unusual nose and maybe unusual lips, you know. There was something very cute also about her face as well, Maria, and also like a kind of like a very nice, kind and genuine person. And I also feel like Maria was like basically like maybe like a Capricorn or like Aries, Capricorn and Aries energy, like there is no tomorrow. And Maria also is having a very important message for you. Maria wants you to know that you are going to have a very important transformation this month, my gorgeous aquamarine. The transformation that you are going to have, it's going to require from you to change things around a little bit. Anything that comes to you this week, again, that you want to change, that you want to do, in particular when it comes to your immediate environment, you should just do it. Anything that comes to you at the peak of your own creativities, in particular when it comes to the 7th of August 2021, Maria wants you to know that the 7th of August 2021 is going to bring you life-changing turning moment in time, turning point. It is to do with you having a new start, trusting yourself, pushing your fears aside, but at the same time it's about revisiting old plans and taking the next steps. You know, it's about you basically making very bold and ambitious choices, but also at the same time it's about you expanding your plans and continuing to move forward, because it's to do with the fears that you had, Maria said. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, beautiful Maria. It's to do with the actual fears that you have had, because, you know, you became aware of the certain changes that you want to make. And you know that the time is coming up, that, you know, it was on your mind not that long ago, the certain changes you need to make. You need to prepare for later on. And I'm talking about the time to come. So the 7th of August, it's going to really answer an important question to you, and something it's going to become available to you that wasn't available before, and you're going to realize your own importance, you're going to realize your own power, and you will know, ignore the negativity and fear, and you will know you're going to be contained in your own armor of your own spiritual protection, which is just going to be guiding you like there is no tomorrow. This is very important time, especially in between the 7th of August and the 11th of August, in particular when it comes to these stages, because there are going to be a few different stages where you're going to have, and every single day some kind of confirmation is going to come to you, and it's going to yet remind you that you need to think about your future, like which changes do you need to make now in order to make yourself okay later on, because you will become aware of the things slowly changing, but then again you will know exactly what you need to change about yourself with the time. Okay, very important, my gorgeous Aquamarini, indeed. And also, you know, you're gonna find yourself like being like a little bit indecisive this week, my gorgeous Aquamarine. This is very important. You're gonna find yourself being a little bit indecisive, in particular when it comes to maybe waiting for the certain like kind of success to happen, you know, to manifest, you know, to materialize. But then again, you know, that created the actual obstacle in itself, and that made you a little bit indecisive because it's just a little bit too slow. But then at the same time, it's a clashing with the time and realization when you realize, you know, like not that long ago, through the power of your own angel, it's just helping you to prepare for the time to come. I'm not saying like, oh my god, the time to come. No, baby, no. It's something that was on your mind before, the certain specific changes that you need to make. So this is all kind of like coming together nicely. So it's about the actual being very indecisive, purely about the uncertainty, but then again at the same time, you know, it is just about the actual a power of realization, because you will be very deep as well at the same time, and that deepness is just going to help you see things for what they are. You're going to really find yourself being very psychic, you know, throughout this week. Your third psychic eye is going to be enhanced like so much, my lord. But then at the same time, you know, you will be feeling things that you didn't feel in a long time. You will be sensing things that you didn't sense in a long time, and this in itself, it's fantastic, because it's going to help you to see exactly that there is the end to your challenging times coming up. And plus, on top of that, the actual bonus is going to be you being keen and eager to maybe focus and try some new aspects in your life. And by the time we come to the 11th of August, this is going to become obvious. Something is going to come to you, certain idea, and this in itself is going to reflect on your life, inspiration and energy like there is no tomorrow. So you will simply know what to do. It's about the end of the challenging times, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, and because things are most certainly looking up, you know, this is like quite a welcoming relief that this actual week is going to bring. But then again, you know, it's about you finding your way to a very peaceful place at the same time, and you're just going to kind of feel like you want to kind of change things around you. And most certainly this is the time to do it, because, you know, on one hand, it's about the idea that you will have. Also, it's very important, that idea that you will have to discuss with somebody very special in your life, somebody very special and very important in your life. It's going to be around the time when you have a certain idea what you want to do next when it comes to your future, and that particular person is going to be holding an absolutely golden answer when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, indeed. And yet again, I need you to pay attention to your body, because this actual power, body, spirit and mind is going to be very connected, very strongly on a very powerful level. So you just need to pay attention what your body is going to be telling you. You see, it's going to be like a blessing, what to pay attention to. Yet again, I know I'm keeping on about, my god, you know. So for example, like if your stomach is hurting, then you know, maybe change your diet. You know, if you're like maybe if your head is hurting, you know, drink lots of water and things like that, you know. But then at the same time, you know, just like I'm seeing this yet again, you know, when it comes to certain addictions and things like that, yet again you are having this powerful energy this week, which is going to help you so much, like to come on top of things. So you can use this to your advantage indeed. So if you have a certain addictions, you will realize that, you know, you will have that power to deal with it, you know, to kind of understand even more, as long as you kind of like come to terms with it with yourself. Important indeed. Okay, before I do my Piscelini, I will be 1 second. Okay, my Piscelini cards are all the way up here. So I'm gonna take them from here and put them here. They were too far. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces. My gorgeous Pisces, Pisces. You see, I'm moving your cards from all the way from the top of the table to here. And this is purely because I just ran out of space, and then, you know, I just have to change things around a little bit. So, I'm sorry, my gorgeous Pisces, just a second. Sorry. Do you know what? I need you to know this. There is an obstacle that you have been facing for quite a long time now. Okay? I'm sorry, but my throat is like, Wait. I know I'm probably crazy, I don't care really. That's what we are here for. We are here to be crazy. We are here on this earth to be ourselves. Okay? And that can come to some uniform people, you know, I call them uniformed, you know, who don't allow themselves to be themselves, you know, they're like, I don't know what's going on with them. It's just the way it is, really. But anyway, so now, so the way to be, and you will find this message very important this week as well. It's important to be yourself. Do not be someone else. I'm not saying that you are someone else, but it's very important to be yourself, because you're going to come across some situation like my lord this week in the first couple of days, and it's going to be mind-blowing, okay? And it's going to be very challenging, because you will be drawn to do this, but you are not feeling, you feel complete opposite. You have to follow what you feel. You have to follow your intuition, okay? Because sometimes the negativity can take over, and negativity can be a big bastard, you know, like complete bastard. And I said that negativity can be a big bastard because there can be 10 people that are very negative and 2 that are really positive, you know, and these 10 that are really negative are like, my God, they're so strong, they're so powerful, like in a negative way. And these 2 that are positive, they're just like a, you know, very positive, very powerful, but it's just completely different vibe. And what am I trying to say is that those that are negative, they just draw people in. People can be drawn in towards this negativity, towards something very negative that doesn't make sense whatsoever. And this is the negative, dirty bastard power that I'm talking about. Okay, so even if things don't seem to make sense, people just float. You know, lost souls just float. You don't want to be the lost soul. You're not a lost soul. You're Pisces. You're very powerful. So you do things that make sense to you. And this is something that I specifically, I need you to remember within the first couple of days this week. And on another hand, what else I was going to say, trust yourself. Trust your spiritual journey. Trust your inner power. If something doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to you whatsoever. You do you. You do what it makes sense to you. I seriously think that this is going to be more important than ever, because very soon after that you will see something and you're going to get a massive confirmation. You just you stick to your guns, you know, and you will see. Stick to your own way of thinking, and you will see a couple of days later there is going to be a mind-blowing confirmation that you made the right choice by following your own path, by following your own candle, which is right here within, you know, rather than being taken away by the negativity and web of uncertainty coming from too much darkness over there. Okay, so this is what I was going to say. It's important indeed. On another hand, on the 11th of August, my God, an important moment in time, my gorgeous Pisces, you are going to have on the 11th of August, because I am talking about the obstacle that you have been facing for such a long time. This is going to be mind-blowing moment in time indeed, because you are going to have a quite mind-blowing, a very, very much so life-changing experience. You know, an unexpected situation is going to take place, but the best outcome of that unexpected situation is a mind-blowing experience, meaningful experience, which is at the same time going to become like an adventure. This is going to make you feel very creative, but it's going to remind you exactly what you are, who you are, and what do you want to do with your life next, opposed to like kind of being taken away by these negativities and negative energies that I've already mentioned. You need to understand that the obstacle that you have been facing for a long time, there is going to be on the 11th of August 2021, there is going to be such a powerful moment, a moment of clarity that you are going to get through that actual adventure, meaningful experience, like a meaningful experience, mind-blowing, meaningful experience that is going to seem like an adventure. What is this going to do? Well, it's about the actual clarity that you are going to have. You will be able to feel things and sense things that you didn't feel for a long time, but most certainly it's just all about the actual you being able to do what you wanted to do and giving credit to yourself, and also realizing that, you know, this is pretty much so connected to the actual resolution of the problem conclusion that you are going to have, which is in return going to enhance your own determination. This is what you wanted, and this is what you needed, and this is what was missing in your life. I'm not saying that you were not like determined, please don't get me wrong, but you will see how much your energy was affecting you, and you will see how much this was slowing you down, and you will see what an impact on your life this actually had. So it's going to help you to move on so much, but yet remind you how important it is to sometimes swim against those currents. Swim against the currents. And this is what I said to you before, that you do things in your life that make sense to you. And to the uniformed people, I call them uniformed, you know, like people that are just like kind of lost souls. It doesn't make sense to them because the lost souls are just not going to be following themselves, they're following something else. So this is why it's important to follow your own path, my gorgeous Pisceline. Now it's more important than ever. And what else I was going to say, you know, it's about the actual an important clarity, but then at the same time, you know, that obstacle that it's going to come to an end. You will see how much this was affecting you, and you will see what a lack of strength this have actually caused, because the 11th of August, especially in between especially on the 11th of August, this is the time when you will just become aware of something like, oh my God, that you weren't aware of before. But at the same time, you will see where the lack of strength actually came from. And this is something that is going to create like really, really big moment in time, because it's not only this is going to bring you bright prospects into your life, but only realizing an idea. Pay attention to the idea that you are going to have as well. The idea that you are going to have is just pretty much so connected to the new plans, you know, and also something that you attempted in the past, but it wasn't the right time. So now you're going to kind of have a hope that you could actually do this. You're going to have a confidence, self-esteem, and also, you know, there are going to be uncertain efforts connected to it, but as the time goes by, you just need to understand the power of giving like the actual credit to yourself, because you are going to start a very, very important progress here. So when I say that you're going to start an important progress, by the time you get to the end of the week, my gorgeous Pisceline, this is so important. My God, something is going to be on your mind, and it's just like going to be like kind of like a realization, an idea, and as the time goes by, this is going to make sense more and more and more. And this is all about you realizing an amazing, incredible opportunity. But what you need to understand, you must not block yourself. That opportunity is not going to happen this week. That opportunity is not going to happen on the 11th. It's not going to happen on the 12th. But my Lord, it's so important for you to realize not to take away your own power by thinking negatively about it. And this is where those lost souls around you can come through, because they can affect you in this way without even realizing. So pay attention to this, please. My gorgeous Pisceline, this is very important. There is going to be some kind of opportunity on your mind. It is not going to happen then and there, but it's very important for you to understand the actual subconscious impact this is going to have on you, because almost immediately then and there, you're going to start the process of transformation, of manifestation through your own manifestation. So you need to understand that manifestation manifesting power will be very, very strong. So all you need to do is just see with opportunities on your mind, and at the same time, you know, you're going to realize like unlimited possibilities around it. This is important because it's to do with the mixing past and present, but also you ultimately moving on with your life. It's going to come just an idea, realization, but as the time goes by, the second stage of this is actually going to be in October 2021. You will realize in October 2021, you know, there is going to be the actual satisfactory result that you are going to have to the certain problem. But then again, this is going to kind of be even more kind of inspiration. It's going to come through this opportunity. So the second stage is going to be in October, and this is going to have a full-blown moment when it comes to the actual January 2022. So January 2022 is the time when your life is completely going to change, and this is the opportunity that I'm talking about, and you're not going to be able to believe how things actually changed, you know, through this period, through this process, and through this moment in time. So you can use it so wisely, like when it comes to like any kind of opportunity. This is something to kind of like, it's not going to happen on this particular week that I said, but it's the beginning of a very mind-blowing manifestation that is actually going to take place. So this is your sacred, my Lord, answer. This is your blessing. This is your sacred answer that you are going to have at the same time. What to kind of pay attention to, because this is literally going to change your life, my gorgeous Pisces, like there is no tomorrow. And also, what else I was going to say, you know, it's just like about basically, you know, it's about an amazing opportunity, you know, be bold and courageous and optimistic. And also, you know, you will know exactly that it's very soon going to be the time to take action when it comes to it, but not just yet, not just now, but it's all about you doing what you are most certainly passionate about, my gorgeous Pisces. Indeed, this is very, very important, but it's also at the same time gonna be, you know, connected to you, like revisiting old plans and taking the next steps in your life. You know, it's just pretty much so like basically about expanding your plans, but also continue to move forward, because there is also really big step that you're actually going to make this week, and this is also going to bring a financial reward. And very important news when it comes to the actual effort that you have been putting in your life. There is going to be very important message that you are going to get, and this is going to happen at exactly the right time, because, you know, at the same time you will know that, you know, the certain part of your life, you know, that is making you very bored, that is very slow, you will know that this came to an end, and that from you is going to require a little readjustment and a little kind of like a readjustment, little sacrifice. But then again, this is all part of your own spiritual rebirth that you're going to have indeed. And on another hand, you are, pay attention, my gorgeous Pisces, this is very important, and in particular when it comes to the actual 7th of August. In particular when it comes to the 6th, 7th and 8th of August. But the 7th is very, very strong. You are going to be visited by a certain spirit, and that spirit is going to answer your question. You will know what the answer is, and the answer to your question is also going to be an additional 7 months. Whatever you're talking, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're focusing on, whatever you're wondering, you know, when you're visited by this spirit, you know, the answer is going to be very, very amazing, very important. You will know what the answer is, very positive, but also at the same time it's going to be the time span of 7. Something is going to be answered to you through this spirit, and the answer is going to be 7 months. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 2, sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 8, sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, in March, yeah. So it's exactly, of course, it's going to be March, yeah, of course, yeah. So the March, you know, exactly 7 months is going to take until this takes place. An important answer to you, it's going to come to that spirit, but at the same time, you need to pay attention to what was on your mind. And that spirit that is going to visit you, it's going to come to you in many, it can come to you in many different forms. It can even come in the form of an animal. It can even come, and you will know it's your message, you know, you will know it's your messenger. It can even come through like a temperature change, you know, it's now suddenly cold. You can smell some kind of like a perfume of somebody who used to be in your life. It really depends how the spirit is going to come, but most certainly it's going to have a very, very important message for you indeed. And one more thing, my gorgeous Pisces, somebody in your life is going to need your help. somebody very close to you, very important to you, is just maybe kind of being misled a little bit, and they need your help. Whether this is your family member, whether this is your best friend, they're not being honest. You know, they're being scared a little bit. They're very scared and maybe very negative. Please try to see who this is. This is going to get back to you 10,000 times, you know, in the best possible way karmically. I'm not saying for you to get only because you can get karmic reward, but it's just somebody in your life really needs you, and you're having a wonderful healing energy that they're going to benefit from. Like there is no tomorrow, and you also most importantly have got an important information that they need. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.